Okie dokie. For the VOD people, the plan for today is going to be to talk about yesterday. Yesterday was August the 1st out here in Poland, and that day is the anniversary of the Warsaw Uprising. So, what we're going to do is look into that, watch some videos about it, talk about what I did yesterday, that's the long and short of it. I think interspersed in between that, we'll have, discussions of whatever you want. I know I've seen some Christian stuff going on. I don't know what else there is to talk about, honestly. You guys will probably enlighten me in that regard, but that's the plan. I got some dumplings in front of me that I'm picking at, so I'll be eating those while we're doing this. Pardon my eating. I just wanted to kind of get the stream going while everything is fresh in my mind. I was tempted to last night, but decided against it. What's up, bookfucker? What's up, Peter Chance? How you doing, bro? That's basically the entirety of the plan today. Chris Chan's stuff is sleepstony. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of the Chris Chan stuff. I know that on Twitter, whatchamacallit, Fancy Sloth added me and said something about jokes on me because he covers all the Christian stuff. I don't see how the joke's on me. I get that something significant has happened. I guess oh man, I really don't want to get this wrong. He raped his mom or his grandma or something, or he had sex with them. I don't know. I don't even know what pronouns to use. The whole thing just seems like a giant, I don't want to be too mean about it, but, because again, I'm not super informed about the Christian stuff, but it just doesn't look very fun to cover. New job, you book fuck sessions. What? Do you mean you got a new job? Because if so, congrats, Peter. I'm happy for you, bro. Streaming on that degenerate schedule. I like it. Yeah, I mean degenerate in America times. For me, this is 11 o'clock in the morning, Poland time, so not too bad. You misread my original comment. What, when I said, "What's up, bookfucker?" Interesting. I don't know how I could read that wrong, but What did I walk in on? Well, basically, I'm talking about how there's some Christian stuff that's been going on. And while I don't cover that stuff, it seems to be the only thing that the internet is talking about right now. It doesn't really interest me very much. It never has. I've given Fancy Slot shit for covering it because I just think it's somebody with a really kind of fucked up life who people are taking advantage of. But anywho, let me play some music for you guys and we'll get into it.
This shit off right. If you hold me down, then I'ma treat you nice. I need a businessman with a dope boy chain. A businessman doing dope boy things. Off the muscle, like flex, yeah, I love to see you hustle. I'm emotional, I can't let you go. I'm emotional, don't wanna see you in no hole. I'm emotional. Come on, baby, talk to me. Break it down for a chick with some money. Yeah. Come on, baby, talk to me. Talk to me. Break it down. Yeah. Bout shit, get a chick with some money. Yeah, I'm stingy with my man, like I'm stingy with my honey. Yeah. Go ahead and tell me that you love me, baby. Don't you be scared to call me. Baby boy, you should get to know me. Yeah, true, I ain't never lonely, but you should try to be my one and only. You've been on me for so long. What's one more night alone? I might not pick up the phone, but I still want you to call me. Emotional, hair done, nails done, heels high, I'm fly, new bands, switch, I'm drippin', hair done, nails done, heels high, I'm fly, new bands, switch, I'm drippin', I'm pretty.
I hope you guys enjoyed that. It's funny. My mic, the mute slider doesn't work anymore, so I just have to be very cognizant of that. I'll play one more track and then we'll head out. This is Slick by the same artist, Jacob Sampson. Enjoy. Oops, never mind. He deleted it. Okay. Let's go with this one. JK, I'm not gonna fucking make you guys wait any longer. I think I should reward the people who have come here early. Hello. I'm just going to, in the background, get the link posted up onto the Discord real quick, and then we'll be all set. 1 second here. How's everybody? What have you guys been up to? Let me know, like, what is the coolest thing that has happened to you or that you've done in the last, like, let's say, like, month. Let me know, and I'll read through those right now. That'll actually be fun to kind of start off the stream, talk to you guys a little bit more. It's just me all the time. I'm kind of getting sick of that. I kind of want to learn more about other people, you know? So let me know, what's the coolest thing that's happened to you? Could have been longer, could have been, you know, within the last 6 months. I'm not going to be a stickler about it. So we'll get this up here at live. Because I've had a wonderful last 24 hours. It's been really fun. And then I slept in, you know, like I'm having all sorts of fun. Because last night I stayed up way later than I normally do. I think I stayed up till like midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. I haven't been up that late yet. At live at everyone. Live now, talking about Warsaw, Poland. Ooh. And unfortunately, I have to brush up on the history of things because when I went to the Warsaw Uprising Museum, which you would know about if you followed me on Twitter and check out my fleets. And if you don't know what a fleet is, let me go ahead and explain that real quick while people kind of give me the input on, you know, the cool things that have happened to them in the last 6 months. The Twitter has a feature that's kind of like Snapchat stories, and basically what it is you get to take like a little, like, I think it's 15 to 20 second video or a picture, and it'll play out like a story does on Instagram or on Snapchat. And so I post there like whenever I'm out and doing stuff and I feel like it's interesting enough to record. When I went to the Warsaw Uprising Museum, which is about a historical event in Poland's history, I recorded a bunch of stuff at the museum all the way up until the point where I had to leave because it was just really disorganized and not super easy for me to navigate. I'm sure if I spoke Polish, it would be easier, but alas, it was not, and it was triggering my anxiety, so I bounced. Then yesterday, I went out to the Old Town, which is really, really cool. So basically, when World War II happened and Germany and Russia came into Poland, Germany leveled like everything. They destroyed the entire historical Old Town, all of the old buildings, all of the old architecture, the church, whatever. They destroyed all of it. And so after the war, the Polish people took it upon themselves to recreate the entire old town from photographs and historical information. And so they literally rebuilt all those old buildings the way that they looked exactly before. And so when you're walking down there, I had a viewer, a lovely viewer who reached out to me. I don't know if they want to be named, so I won't name them. But they spent the entire day with me. Huge props to that person. Really, really awesome of them. But anywho, they spent the whole day with me. We walked down there, and I was telling him, I'm like, this is almost like downtown, or not downtown Disney, but the part of Disneyland that's meant to look like old colonial days type of buildings with like the big pillars and stuff. It was very, very interesting to me that they rebuilt all of that, and it's real. It's not like you touch it and it's like paper mache and it's all meant to like, you know, be a giant facade. It's like they're real buildings that are actually built like that, and it kind of blew me away that they're all that, you know, they're all that crazy. I'm gonna start going through some of your guys' comments here. So it's a specific personality named Christian. Yeah, Christian's not the thing I would really want to cover very much. Do you cover any actual J content? I haven't. Is that the guy that wears a corn suit? Honestly thought you were dead. Glad you're not. Keep up the grind. I mean, one of these days I very well may be. So like enjoy book smarts while you can. Because if I keep meeting with these EU people. Thanks. Tomato Brew, good to have you. Yeah, if I keep doing these EU meetups with people, it could very well be that I end up getting captured or killed. So, enjoy me while you have me, because I'm gonna keep doing them. I don't really care about the risk. Nice shirt, thanks. I figured I want to spice it up and wear something a bit nicer today. You could see my 3 chest hairs that I have. Cheers, Book Smarts. I'm just about to head to bed, so I can't hang out. Have a good stream. Be nice to him, chat. Yeah, please do. Looks like a nice place. Also a nice shirt. Yeah, I enjoy it here. It's not too bad in my opinion. Let me give you a look around. So behind me, we got a futon. You'll notice that those things are broken. So when you're a fat fuck, or even when you're a person of moderate weight, depending on the futon, you have to be very careful not to put all your weight on one spot. I jumped onto there with my backpack after a really long day and busted through the fucking planks. So that'll keep happening. Futons don't really work very well as a couch or a bed. They're kind of that in between that kind of sucks at both jobs. So if you put too much weight on one spot on a futon, you'll bust through those planks or they'll pop out of place. It comes with a guitar and heater and more stuff over there. A bunch of random artwork and stuff on the walls. There's one hidden behind there that I actually really like. And this is my setup here on the side. I really like this brand. So I don't know what this is called. Oops. Let me try to frame this better. This is the Apple one. This is the first time I'm trying the Apple one. So you could see it says cider. So, that's easy. And I think the name of it is Milo Slawik. I know the W isn't pronounced W and that L isn't pronounced an L, but I could honestly care less. There's that. I like the pear version a lot, so I've been doing a lot of those. When I'm done with emails for the day, I tend to just indulge myself. But and then my bedroom's over there, but we don't want to see it. This is a giant mess. I bought a house and moved in this weekend, just before a local lockdown happened, so I'm chilling at my new joint. That's nice. I don't leave my house. Doesn't mean you can't have something interesting happen. I have plenty of interesting things happen that are highlights of my months, even if I don't leave the house. I've been having recurring depression symptoms, so not too great. I didn't ask you guys, You need to give me a highlight. Those aren't highlights. Well, I started using dating apps recently, and apparently I'm a whore. Oh, God. Ugh, tough crowd. A lot of negativity. Not much happened here, but started thinking about traveling, which is quite excited. Getting my second vaccine dose in October. There you go. The world is opening up for CC Rabbit. Good luck, dude. I think if you're thinking about traveling, make sure that thinking turns into doing, and I'm sure you'll have a fun time, dude. And I'm sure that 6 months after you do the traveling trip, whether it went good or whether it went bad, you'll look back on it and you'll think positively about it. And I think that's always a fun thing about travel as well. Even if in the moment, it's an absolute fucking nightmare and you're having a hard time and you're stressed and you're tired and you don't know what's going on, it's always fun looking back on it. Like, I've never had a trip that I did, whether it went good or whether it went bad, that I didn't look back on fondly. Like, I'm always happy that I did it, If I went back, would I redo it? Not necessarily, or I would do it differently, to avoid the things that sucked. But I'm always happy that I went out and did the thing. So just make sure that you take that next step from turning the travel into something that you want to do or you plan to do into something that you actually do, even if it's not perfect, even if it's not ideal, even if it, goes south. Like, the dude I was hanging out with yesterday, who, again, will remain unnamed because I'm not sure if he wants me to share that, he was talking to me about traveling and how he wants to travel, and he's in a position where he could basically do it. And he said that hearing me on the previous stream, which is available on Patreon to the patrons, I privated it because we're having some videos come out that are going to be clips from that are cut up nicely so you guys can digest them easier. That's something that we're working on. I made a podcast pilot. That is amazing. That's got to be the best one I've read so far. But anywho, he was talking about wanting to travel and how he's in that position, and hearing me talk about that kind of put fire under his butt to start connecting the dots with how to make that happen, like, sooner rather than later. And I'm happy to hear that. Anybody who tells me that watching my stream led them to go do stuff in real life, I'm really happy about. Like, he was also mentioning how, like, if I go do that, maybe I won't be able to catch the stream or something like that. And I'm like, believe me, dude, what makes me really happy is to hear that people have a really good experience with the stream, or that they learn something that takes them out of their room or takes them out of their house, or, you know, leads them to have a better life or to feel better about the life that they already have, you know. That's huge. So anytime anybody tells me, like, I go out of my room and talk to my family more now that I kind of realize I don't have to talk to them about politics or about their social beliefs or this or that, you know, like when I get messages like that or comments like that, it's, you know, like, it's very easy to treat all of you guys as like an amorphous, like, school of fish, and to just look at the behavior on a whole and think about it that way. But to imagine that that individual person that took the time to comment that now has like a better, you know, relationship with their family because it's just something they had happened to hear on my stream, that's incredible to me, you know. And I'm happy for everybody that gets a chance to go out and do stuff because of that. They're getting rid of fleets. Rip. I'll have to move on to Instagram then. Coolest thing that happened to me: passed my driver's test. Now I just have to get over the anxiety of driving on my own. Amazing. And you'll get over it quick. Believe me, it seems like it's a big deal and it's something that's like super dangerous or whatever, and you need to pay attention all the time. But you'll very quickly fall into the rhythm with everybody else once you're complacent with the driving, and, you know, it won't be too big of a deal. Honestly, you're past the thick of it, having gotten your driver's test done and being able to drive on your own now. So, you know, you're in the last stretch. You're in the last 10%. I believe in you, Piranha. Hey, Book, just dropping in to say I love your shirt and I hope you find everything you want in life. Thanks, Wookie. I appreciate it. Howdy. Hey, what's up? In the last 6 months, I didn't get COVID and die, so that's pretty sweet. Way to look on the bright side of things. I like that. I was at Ren Fair. Ooh. You know what? Insight into Secret Booksmart's plans next week. There's a sort of Ren Fair sort of thing, or it's more so like historical reenactment of like how things worked back in the day. How did they make food? How did they make bricks? How did they make this, that, and the other thing? And that's happening one city over or something in Poland. And I'm going to go take a look at that. I emailed the organizers of the event to see if maybe I could get some costumes or something to wear there, or if I could get behind the scenes looks at certain things or make a video about it. So we'll see. That's like the first time I'm trying something like that, so we'll see how they respond to it, but that would be cool. I probably want to cover it no matter what. I low-key suspect that you've been monitoring my internet usage so that you could stream when I'm not here. You're on to me. I got to start spicing up a little bit. I'd like to spend the whole day with you. Well, Lux, you know, come down to Europe. Yes, actual Jake is the Cobb God. What's your favorite porn category? Step sibling. Is that a premium Hawaiian shirt from Booksmarts? I don't know if it's premium or whatever. I got it at Goodwill like a long time ago, I think, or it was gifted to me, one or the other. I only ever really shop at like Goodwill. Booksmarts dropped out. Did I? Captured and forced to edit essays for profit. Yeah, well, I mean, that's not as bad as what I would imagine people would do if they abducted me. I had that same futon for my bed for like 2 years. I do not envy that situation. Ain't gonna have some smash sessions on that futon. No, I am not. What's funny is when I busted that futon, that was the first thing that I thought of, is like, there is no way I'm bringing somebody over because there is no way that these futons can handle it. The bed that's in the main bedroom is the same exact futon too, so clever of them to do that. There's no, rules against overnight guests, but you certainly aren't equipped to handle overnight guests, Can you play any instruments? I wouldn't say I could play any, the same way I wouldn't say I could speak any other languages. Like, I know stuff to I know more than somebody who's never picked one up, but I wouldn't say that I could play them. I took a year of guitar, and so I can play basic chords, and I can read tabs. But I wouldn't say I could play the guitar. He plays the flute. Oh, I could play the ocarina. I used to play the ocarina quite a bit, but I don't formally know the instruments or anything. I took acid on Saturday. That's good for you, Draco. That's good for you. That sounds like fun. You asked how we've been. I know, but then I corrected it because I really didn't want the negative responses. So I tried to do an in-stream course correction. I've been replaying New Vegas for the 10th time while balancing school and work. And for those of you just joining us, I asked everybody what was the best stuff that's happened to them in the last month, the to 6 months. And so I'm just trying to, get a pick me up and, see what everybody's been up to. I've been grinding RimWorld. Oh, okay. That's its own kind of fun. You don't have to leave the house for that one. Got a job where I can listen to audiobooks while working. That's good. Know more about film history now than any person should. Oh, you could learn a lot about a lot of stuff. I think people should take advantage of that more at their jobs. Like, I really do appreciate when people watch me at work, but like, you could be doing so many other things that are probably more productive. Got into a long distance relationship early into COVID. So yeah, I'm trying to make it happen as soon as possible. I haven't traveled much in my past either, but gonna make up for that. Once you get those jobs, you'll be good to go, Rabbit. Just caught up on the YouTube. The coolest thing for me was getting super into overclocking. I just want to overclock everything now. Okay. Excited to travel to Washington to drop off my brother at university. It was a bit touch and go whether I'd be able to go because I wasn't sure where I would be starting school. I got my grades and start date a few days ago, and fortunately it allows for a solid trip just before I start up again. Congrats! That's going to be cool. Enjoy that time with your brother, like, it's nice to be able to spend time with him before he's going to be gone for a while. Like, I don't know if you'll be able to visit him or talk to him again, but, always nice. Do you have a separate chat or something? Nah, I just have the Twitch and the YouTube. I also have a channel in the Discord called Direct, and if you know about it, you know about it. If you don't, you don't. People are given permissions for that at random, and that goes directly to me, and they can at me and stuff. Your trip low-key inspired me to take a real trip around Poland. I left there as a kid and never did the tourist stuff, but now I'm inspired to do it the next time I visit Bubsia. Do it. Yeah, I'm happy to hear it inspired you, Emily. It's beautiful out here. I mean, like, every like Polish person who's gotten in my DMs or who has who I've like talked to on Tinder is very like anti-Poland. And so that's been really sad for me because it's like I want to find somebody who's like super pro Poland so that they can like guide me around and have like enthusiasm when they're telling me about all this stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm not finding a lot of them. We saw a lot of like nationalist people at the Poland events yesterday at the Warsaw Uprising stuff, and I was like. And looking back on it, it was probably yikers because the person I was talking to was an immigrant, and I guess they really don't like particular kinds of immigrants here. But I was like, these nationalist people would probably be fun for me to talk to. I don't know, like if they're all down for Poland and super pro Poland, I'm sure there's like fun stuff to talk with them about. But yeah, finished the first and second drafts of a novel. That is incredible. That's huge. That's really huge. I mean, a lot of people don't get past their first draft. A lot of people don't even start outlining. So you're way ahead of the curve there. I understand how big that is. So, as a personal from me to you, like, congratulations, dude. You honestly should get like a cake or something and like celebrate. I've been there 2 years ago if we're talking about the same fair. Ooh, maybe. Booksmarts, I have to say I'm pretty excited for this travel arc we are truly starting, going from filming inside a pesticide shed to Ren fairs. Yeah, we have had quite the arc, huh? Being in the garage compared to being on here. Hey, Books, do you own your motorcycle? Yes. If so, what do you do with it when you travel to other continents? I just leave it in my dad's garage. Bruh, how are you feeling after Destiny ran you on stream yesterday? What? I apparently missed this. I don't know what you're talking about. Would you ever cover actual Jake content in the future? I think he's a good dude. That's the corn guy. Why do people keep asking me this? Did he do something like worthy of looking at? Can somebody let me know? You look uber nice today, Bookie. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. How's that lol? You diamond yet? No, I've been playing on a new account trying to get it up to 30, so that's been preoccupying my time. I make video games for a living, so life is good. Can't complain there, bro. Books, you look very red, kind of like Papa John's pizza guy. It's probably the light. I mean, I can make it more white, I guess. Is that better or is that worse? I feel like that's much worse. I feel like we would rather be red. The Warsaw Uprising were all Nazis good that the Soviets helped the Poles kill those Nazis. Can't understand that sentence. Thoughts on Chris Chan? I don't have a lot. I mean, like, my general thoughts is that maybe we shouldn't be spending a bunch of time, like, covering the life of this dude. It's a little bit weird to me, but that's just my general opinion. I don't know anything specific about the charges against him or whatever. What's the Christian situation? Is it worth the time? In my opinion, no. I missed the couch arc. Yeah, we could do more couch stuff. I just don't have any sexy clothes. I actually have my sexy shorts on. It's hard to be pro-Poland and lefty these days, in my opinion. It's my home, but as the LGBT lady, it's not as good to me as Canada. And I got the benefit of being white. Yeah. I mean, like, I can get being upset that it's that way. And based on the limited understanding I have from the person I was talking to yesterday, it sounds like the Catholic religion and the Catholic faith has like a lot of sway over the voting population and stuff. I don't know. Interesting. It's interesting to learn about different countries and how they're kind of deadlocked like we are in America, but for very different reasons, or, very different groups are like garnering control over the voting populations. I am literally moving to Warsaw in a month. Any site you can really recommend so far? The Old Town for sure. I don't know if everybody would be interested by that, but I certainly was. Like, these buildings were all recreated, and they were leveled before, and like the idea that the Polish people took all that time to like painstakingly recreate that old town is like really crazy. And it goes on for a long time in like either direction. There's a lot of it to look at as well. And in every single one of the buildings, there's shops and there's basement shops. And like we went into this like basement tea place and we had tea there. I say tea, it was more like a smoothie. We ended up ordering smoothies, but I don't know. It's very, very cool. So that would be what I would recommend. The corn guy is a Destiny thing. Ignore it. Okay. I feel like Christian might have a few mental health problems. Well, that's an understatement. You can't tease us like that. You're blue balling chat again. Yeah, that's my favorite pastime. All I ever did in Poland was shop. Everything is so cheap there. All I do here is buy food. Food and beer. I can't help myself. It's really good. I need to move you guys so that I can, I don't know, have like more of me in the shot. All I ever did in okay. Do you think Kaido's isolation policy is harmful to the land of Wano? I don't know any of what the hell you just talked about. Okay. Let's start on the main meat of today's stream. So yesterday was the celebration of the Uprising in Warsaw. And now here's my TLDR with like whatever I could try to understand from the museum that I went to. So Poland is invaded, right? They're invaded. They're occupied by the Nazis, and they really want to not have that situation happen anymore. Now, parts of the Polish army, from my understanding, start to work with the Soviets and support the Soviets in against the Nazis or whatever in different parts of the country. Warsaw, in particular, decides that they're going to rise up against the Nazis in the meantime. And so, and this is kind of like here's the weird thing, is that this was like, in the opinion of everybody that I talked to, a very futile exercise. Like, it wasn't very likely that they were going to be able to do it. They didn't really have guns or equipment or the training or whatever to like make it happen. And so it wasn't very likely it was going to succeed. And by a lot of measures, it didn't really succeed. They didn't really get anything done until the Soviets came to help them. So, But this period in this action that the Polish people took is something that a lot of people here want to celebrate, and they celebrate it through that holiday. And so that's like the TLDR on the history part of it that I understand. I thought Germany and the Soviet Union invaded Poland. They both did, yeah. And that's what I'm getting at, is like the Polish people, once the Germans turned on the Soviets, the Polish people started to help the Soviets, and they dedicated some of their military resources to supporting the Soviets in the country. And so they fully expected that Stalin would help them when the time came to fight back against the Nazis. And they were kind of disappointed with his initial help, based on what I read at the museum. Thank you for that. the expectation was that they would get arms and support and whatever from Stalin, but it sounds like based on the museum that they didn't necessarily get that. But it's tough because I didn't make it to the end of the museum, and apparently the Soviets eventually came and helped them get the job done. So why they were bitching and complaining about the arms in the very beginning, I'm not sure. So it's difficult. Like, that museum was very poorly laid out. Like, one second I was learning about how Germany and the Soviets invaded Poland, and the next second I was learning about the victory. The museum was laid out very, very poorly, and it frustrated me so much that I left. Can we play this music in the background while you talk about this? What is this? No, brah. Lots of love from YouTube chat. Yeah, thanks.
Going.
What do you think? What do you guys think of the Ligma bill? Oh, Jesus. Ligma balls. Anyone going to Poland, I really recommend going to Wrocław too. Super interesting history there. Also, Lubin is a great hidden gem. Yeah, I might go to Wrocław because let me check my document here. I may as well update you guys on the EuroTrip while I'm at it. So here goes this. Germany, for sure on the list. We're doing a Germany trip. Now, here's a really cool one. Switzerland. That's right. A viewer from Switzerland has reached out, and they have quite the offer. So they have room. They're going to help with food. They may be able to help with travel. Language stuff, probably. They have offers of all the different things that I could do in Switzerland. So Switzerland is something that I didn't expect to be able to do, but I'm very, very happy that I could make that happen. So I'm going to make that happen this trip, and I'm super duper excited because that's going to be great. Book critiquing the museum's communication effectiveness. That's what we do here, dude. So very, very, very happy about that. Fuck my bank account book. Yeah, like, everything is going to be expensive. I'm just going to have to accept that. I may do donation drives just to like afford certain legs of the trip. I hope you guys don't think that's cringe. I mean, we did it for the laptop, and now we have this. Now we have the laptop, so that's wonderful. But I'll probably also do one for certain legs of the trip, or maybe certain things that we could do. Like, here's another one. There is a leg of the journey that I'm not sure if we could do or not that I really want to, and that's going to be Denmark, Norway. I should organize these based on where they are. We have offers from Denmark, Norway, in Belgium, or not Belgium. Fuck, what was the other one? Sweden and Finland. We have all of those. I just don't know. So it's expensive. It's very expensive in those places. I would need to like cook my own food. I need to like be very careful about what I'm spending my money on. I need to be very careful about having enough for travel, having an emergency fund. Those places are worrisome to travel to just because they're much more than I could afford to like enjoy properly. Whereas Poland, I can for sure afford. Even Germany is kind of like, I have a lot of cool people with offers and stuff. So Germany is like an easy decision, and the Airbnbs are more or less affordable, but food and stuff in Germany is less so. So, I probably need to do some donation drives or something. German food is super cheap. No, it's not. Like, to eat out is not super cheap. Maybe to buy it from the grocery store and to cook it is, but certainly not to buy the food. So I honestly, I don't want to hear about that kind of shit. Don't tell me this shit's cheap, because believe me, I've looked into it and it's not. Switzerland is really pretty. Have fun. I hope so. I'm really looking forward to it. Maybe I interest you in the small but charming country of Slovenia. I'm not going to Slovenia, but Slovakia is certainly on the list, and I really hope to go there.
Why you gotta be on during my workday, man?
Because it's my workday too, bro. Bratislava, which is really, really close to the border between Slovakia and Germany, is another place that I really want to go to. So at least I think that's Germany, right? Vienna's in Germany, right? Or is Vienna in Austria? I don't fucking know, dude. Vienna's in Austria. Whatever, who cares? So Slovakia and Austria are really, really close together. Bratislava, there's somebody with some really cool connections there. He He's a person that has some connections in the music industry there and to some local people there. So if I go there, there will be constantly things for me to do, musical events to go to, food recommendations, places to go see, ecology collectives, whatever. Lots of cool stuff in Slovakia. So that's another one that I really, really, really want to do. Belgium is another solid choice that, like, because Belgium and the Netherlands are right there, right next to each other. I really want to do that. We've had at least like 3 or 4 people from Belgium reach out, which has been really cool. One of them has an offer where I could stay in their place and we could cook together and, talk to some people from their university. And that would be really, really cool. Anybody who has connections in the university is amazing. And that would be rad. We had a similar thing with... let me make sure I have the correct thing here. We had another offer from somebody in... Let's see. I don't want to say it's Denmark if it's not Denmark, because I'm pretty sure it's not Denmark. No, it's not Denmark. Where was it? Maybe it's in Norway? Netherlands? Probably Netherlands then. I'm forgetting. Somewhere. Somewhere, we also had an offer to talk to some people in a university. I'm thinking it might be Netherlands. Actually, it might be Netherlands. Where is Leuven? Anybody know where Leuven is? Leuven. Where is Leuven? Leuven's in Belgium. Okay, so Belgium. So we have an offer from Belgium where somebody might be able to get me into some university stuff. Oh, Hype Train, 94%. Do you guys want to get on the Hype Train? Now's the time to do a sub or bits or whatever the hell you want to do. It would help me out, But yeah, so Belgium's another spot. Honestly, anybody who has an offer like that where I could talk to some people that are super educated in their field or go to a business and like look at the way the business operates, that's really cool. Yeah, there's so much to talk about, dude. So many different places. Germany just has so much stuff that I could look at. And Germany even has more stuff than the Germans are telling me that they have. They're like keeping it under their coat, what exactly they have to offer in their country. So for instance, I've had at least like 2 or 3 people reach out from, from Munich in Germany. And nobody that reached out from Munich mentioned the Olympiaturm Tower, which is this like Olympics tower that you can go to and see the whole city. Nobody mentioned the BMW museum. Like, how could you not mention? These are huge, so that's the other thing is I know that there are constantly things that I'm not going to know about that I'm going to learn about later. Like when somebody from Switzerland is telling me about the factory in Belgium, or when somebody from Slovakia is telling me about the really cool thing in Finland, like, come on, Finnish people, come on, German people, like you gotta figure out what there is to do in your city and kind of catch up on that. But yeah. It's been funny how like people from other countries have been telling me the cool things about the countries that are not theirs. So I'm really happy I did the list in the way that I did, organizing it by country, because it really lets me very quickly go between the different spots and add in the things that might be cool to do. The BMW museum is awesome. I hope so. I really like BMW, so it's going to be fun for me no matter what. Even the Polish people had to give it to the Germans that they build a solid motorcycle. What was funny is in the museum they have like a BMW motorcycle, which if you followed my Twitter you've seen, and they talk about how reliable it was and whatever, which is weird because they're like Polish culture around this event is about killing Nazis and fighting the Nazis and the Germans and whatever. And so it's just funny that in this museum about fighting against the Nazis, there's just this one exhibit that's like, but they had good motorcycles though. Can Booksmarts tell me the cool stuff in California? Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff in California. It just really depends on what you want to do. I know a lot of nature stuff in California. Like I would have nonstop things for you to do nature-wise in California. Do you want to see the stars? Well, do you want to go up the beach on PCH, far up north to the only like dark zone in Southern California? Or do you want to go down to the whatchamacallit, the Joshua Tree? We go to Joshua Tree and watch the same stuff in a dark zone. Additionally, if you want Cowboy Days stuff, we can head all the way up into like Arizona and head that way. And there are things that you could see all along the way. Like, let's see, what is that place called? Barstow is on the way into Arizona, I'm pretty sure, and they have like a really, really old McDonald's that's like built into a train station, or what used to be a train station. There's a lot of ghost towns on the way along the same exact road. If that doesn't tickle your fancy and you want to go into the mountains and you're in Southern California, Mount Baldy isn't too far of a drive away. If you wanted to do motorcycle stuff, you could go up to Mount Baldy and do it there. Alternatively, you can stay in Southern California proper and just go down to like Cook's Corner and stuff like that, or we could go up north to where LA is, and we could go to like the Malibu Canyon and do stuff there. I know a lot of stuff to do in California. There's a never-ending list of things to do in California, and I know like a lot of it. So I don't know. I'm not missing stuff. I think this is the problem with other people, but I also love California, and some of the people I'm talking to don't love the country or the city that they live in, and so they're just against the idea of even enjoying it. It's often because foreigners vacation in the country, so they look to do the interesting stuff for newbies rather than, yeah, that makes sense. Old McDonald, did they have a farm? Shut up, bro. Atlas Obscura is a good resource for this kind of stuff. Okay, email me about it. I'm not going to remember if you tell me on stream. Can you mention what cities in Germany you are going to? Yeah. Let's see here. We are going to, or we have listed, Trier, and sorry if I fuck up the names, Trier, Munich, Cologne, Würzburg, Aachen, and Oringen. Not to be confused with Oregon. And we'll see if we get to all of these. Like Oregon, I'm not sure, but that would be a nice like reprieve from everything else we would be doing. It just depends. I don't know. I only have 90 days, so that's a big limitation. Slava means thank. I don't know, bro. Hey, my favorite paper-based reading material. Hello. Yeah, so those are all the cities in Germany thus far. If you didn't hear your city there, go ahead and reach out. Booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com. That's the email, Ross. Booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com. And thank you, Emily, for the subscription. I appreciate it. Oh, Aachen and Trier are pretty nice. Yeah, Aachen, what was funny is we had mentioned on stream about like what are the most strategic places to like rent an Airbnb and to like travel between different places. And I said that I kind of regret picking Warsaw because Warsaw is not necessarily close or connected to like other spots. It's kind of like way off to the east in Poland, and it's in like the middle, and it's kind of hard to get to other places from here very quickly unless you take planes. So, that's been kind of rough to realize coming here, but that's kind of stuff that I got to learn, live and learn. Where was I going with this? What did we say? Oh, yeah. And somebody mentioned that Aachen would be like a really good strategic location because it's like right on the border between different countries and would be easy to get to other places. And then somebody emailed me and they were like, hey, Book, I had this like surreal moment where you guys were talking about Aachen, and I'm like, I live there. And I was like, what are the odds, dude, that we would be talking about this random city in Germany and somebody would be listening to the VOD and be like, oh my God, that's where I live. I could help you out with stuff. Like that's kind of crazy to me. And then Trier, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing right, but forgive me. Let's see what we have there. Trier is one of the oldest cities in Germany. It's close to Luxembourg. And this same person that lives in Trier has offered to show me around Cologne or Mainz or Frankfurt. So, that's also an option. And they've shown other people around before, so it wouldn't be a new thing for them. You know who else has been similarly helpful? Let me see if I can find the right... okay. The people from Sweden have been really helpful as well. So Sweden, so far the cities that people have reached out from include Karlskrona, Linköping, and Gothenburg. And that's been awesome because the people from Sweden have been super helpful in like describing different things to do and whatever. So Swedish people, you've been taking the cake there. Now, unfortunately... I've also had to deal with a lot of the racism of you European people, or a lot of the cultural differences, I should say, between you European people. Like, everybody tells me Polish food is awful and, like, make fun of Polish people for their food. And so somebody emailed me and they were like, oh, there's really good Polish cuisine here and blah, 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 or really good Swedish cuisine. And I was like, Swedish cuisine, I've heard a lot about Swedish cuisine, and not a bit of it has been good. So I'd be interested to see good Swedish cuisine. I don't know. A lot of that stuff going on. Hold on, I got to eat this dumpling. They're getting cold. Perth's a cool place. Perth is not in Europe. Don't ever ask Books what happened or what was said during his streams. He won't remember a thing. This is true. Perth's a cool place. Yeah, I don't know. Sweden. Yeah, Sweden. I love your travel stuff, and I'm glad it's working for you, but meeting up with all these strangers triggers my anxiety/fear response. Well, it doesn't for me. If you need a connection in Stockholm, you can let me know. Email me. Hello, people. What do I tell you? You need to email me. I'm not going to remember. I need your contact information. I can't just remember your fucking Twitch tag and whisper you. You need to email me. So if anybody has any serious offers or you really do want to help, you're going to have to email me. That's the only way. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. Book smarts, we can't be racist. We're all white. Okay, dude. I don't know. I experienced some real Polish racism yesterday, dude. The person I was hanging out with was Ukrainian, and I, of course, am American with my boisterous, loud English-speaking voice. And depending on the topic of our conversation, or depending on how loud I was being in English, we did get a lot of side eyes that I didn't necessarily pick up on all the time, but Ukrainian homeboy was definitely tuned into it. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Polish food, I assume, is amazing. The more pickled, the better. I haven't had any pickled food here. Braised meat and potatoes is by far some of the best food when you are hungry. This is true. They give you sides of like potato stuff here a lot. Email you where? Maybe at ! Email. booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com. It's in his about section. It's anywhere. If people really wanted the email, they could get it very quickly without having to ask me, but I'll give it to them because I'm nice. It's not all rotten fish in Sweden, but books. But hey, hard to get that taste out of your mouth afterwards. True. Not the only thing. I did send a Discord DM No, you are not instructed to send a Discord DM. You're being Pepega. I would never have instructed you to send me a Discord DM because I don't like those. When people Discord DM me, do you know what I tell them? Hey, maybe you should write an email because I'm going to forget about this or it's going to get buried. I don't really reply to people on Discord. Do you know how many awful Discord DMs I get? I don't ever talk about this, but I get a lot of like really awful, mean, cruel messages on Discord. And I only keep the DMs open in case something is like wrong with the stream and I need help. But like, realistically, no, I don't want you to Discord DM me. I've never asked for that. I really don't want that. So no, that's not something I would have ever asked for. You're fucking hearing things. I'm not going to hammer on about this one, but I'm pretty sure the Americans came up with their own slur for Polish people. Hey, I don't know, dude. Everybody hates the Polish people. You can't fucking put that shit on the Americans, bro. We didn't invent it. We perfected it. That's you guys that started that shit, not us. I don't think we have any real like solid opinions about Polish people. There's something about your voice that sounds kind. Thanks. I'm happy to hear that. Have you tried surströmming? No. One of the Swedish people in my emails was like, "Oh, you should really try pickled herring. It's really good." Like, I'm not falling for that, bro. I may be dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Yes, I was. It was in live. I don't care, Day. Shut your mouth, bro. You must misheard it. Yeah, you did. Why don't you go ahead and walk that shit back, bro? Because you're full of shit. Do you need a little bit of a napkin? Do you want a bucket for all the bullshit that's spewing out of your mouth right now with this fucking shit about me asking you to DM me on Discord? That never happened, bro. You're full of it. Pickled herring is pog. Try it. No, I'm not going to. Pickled herring is really good. We'll see. You know, when he locks me up in his basement, maybe he'll force me. Maybe I won't have a choice in trying it, and I'll let you guys know if he lets me on my stream. Apparently, the smell is worse than the taste. Yeah, I've heard that too, but that doesn't put my anxiety at rest about it. What dates are you planning to go to Netherlands? I don't know. I don't have any dates. The plan is today to actually lay all that out and look at it. So as soon as I'm done with stream today, that's what I'll be working on. Like, actually, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through every single city and the general plans that we have for the Euro trip. If you find something that is missing, you can email me and let me know that there are gaps in this. Go ahead and do that. But here it goes. So first, and this is in no particular order, Germany. We have Trier, which is an old city. I already talked about it. We have Munich, where I can meet one of my mods and somebody else. Then we have Cologne, which has a Roman history museum, and we may be doing some rickshaw tours there that we could stream. Keep an eye out for that one. We're planning that in the background. Würzburg. That's going to be a cool place. There may be some illicit activities and wine and food and other things going on there. Aachen, which of course is on the border between the Netherlands and Belgium, would be a really cool place because then I can see Netherlands and Belgium at the exact same time. So to answer your question before about Netherlands, it'll probably be whenever I visit Aachen. That's going to be a fun place to visit. And then we have Oringen, which is kind of far away from everything else and in the middle of Germany, but it might be a cool like rural spot to visit that's smaller and kind of more chill. Then we have Austria, Vienna. We've had one person reach out from there that has a place to stay, but not a lot of other information on what the heck we would do in Vienna. La Roche-sur-Yon. Okay, France, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to cross France off the list. France is not happening this trip, unfortunately. Every French person that's reached out to me thus far, aside from the person in La Roche-sur-Yon, has been like not super duper helpful. So France is kind of off of the list. Sweden, we have Karlskrona, which has some interesting war stuff in it, a naval center, museums around naval history, a 1 by 1 mile island, kind of a cool spot. Linköping, which has, let's see here, the Swedish Air Force Museum, the Linköping Cathedral, a bunch of Swedish nature, student craft beer, Gothenburg, which is the home of Volvo. And I'm going to visit the Volvo Museum, as well as the Botanical Gardens and some really cheeky canal tours, which apparently it's known for. There's also a Maritime Museum, Natural History Museum, which has a big blue whale in it, which apparently is cool. I want to check that out. The Leisberg Amusement Park, a mini zoo, the Universium, which is like the science museum thing, and really, really cool, I may be able to visit a quantum computing lab. We'll see, So, cool stuff there out in Gothenburg. Furthermore, I may be able to troll for mackerel. Now, very up in the air. No idea if that could happen or not, but that would be really, really cool. If I could go out on a boat and do some trolling, that would be dope. And then disc golf is another thing that was on offer from Gothenburg. Moving on from Sweden, we're going to head to the Czech Republic, which we've had requests from Moravia and the north. People have said that nothing about Moravia, and there's a lot of nature apparently in the north, but not a lot of info about Czech Republic. Estonia, who knows? The person didn't tell me what city they were in or any other information, so Estonia is probably not happening. Finland, we had one request from somebody from Finland. They recommend taking a ship there, and then after that, we could do some camping. We could go to the coast. We could go to Suurasaari. And I'm super sorry that I cannot pronounce Suurasaari, but it's a place where you could feed small animals that have gotten very, very used to humans. Furthermore, there's sailing, bungee jumping, hot air balloons, flea markets, house parties, underground student bars, and long public transport trips. So lots of stuff to do in Finland, apparently. In the Netherlands, we have 3 different cities: Utrecht, Arnhem, and Delft. Utrecht has some really cool canals, but probably just a one-day thing to look about. They also have the Delta Works, which apparently the Society of Civil Engineers is respectful about, and America had something to do with the creation of it, so of course I'm interested in that. In Arnhem, there's parks and museums, but not a lot of specific information there. And in Delft, there are museums, and I don't have any other information on it. So Netherlands, people, I need more details. Get me more details about Netherlands. Then Norway, we have Kristiansand, and it's a bit far from Oslo, so I'm not sure if this one will happen. It's kind of out of the way. Norway is just probably not going to happen because I've only had one person reach out and not a lot of information about the place. Denmark, which is somewhere I really want to go to because I had somebody reach out with a really, really good offer where they're going to help me with a lot of stuff. Billund, Aalborg, and Copenhagen all seem to be on the list for there. We could do everything from going out and getting food or whatever to going to cafes. I don't know what else there is to do in Denmark. The Tivolo Gardens, which is the world's oldest amusement park. Nailhaven, which is this touristy dock area with really cute colors and food. Copenhill, which is a power plant with a ski slope on it and a bar on the top with a view of the whole area. Then there's Refn with some outdoor street food, and it's built out of like old containers, shipping containers. You have Darhaven, which is this old hunting park with tons and tons of deer, which again are okay with getting close to people and stuff. And inside of Darhaven, there is Bakken, which is an amusement park right in the middle of the entire forest. Kronborg Helsinger, which is a castle that may have inspired Shakespeare's Hamlet. Then there's Frederiksberg Slot, which is another castle with a Baroque garden, kind of like what you see in The Shining. So there's all that from Denmark. Moving on, we have Belgium. Now, Belgium is a country so small that you can get anywhere basically in an hour. Really big highlight of Belgium is going to be visiting Bruges. So I like the movie about this place. I think it's called In Bruges. And I would really like to visit a lot of the places that the movie was shot, so I plan to do that. Beyond that, in Belgium, there's Hasselt, Leuven, Antwerpen, and Brussels. Leuven is definitely a place I want to visit because I have some connections there that may get me into the university or talking to some interesting people. Brussels is something that people recommend fairly often. And then maybe Ardennes if I want to do some kayaking or rock climbing or other outdoors activities. So that's always an option there. Beyond that, beer tasting, chocolate tasting, food, breweries, World War stuff, an eco-farm anarchist collective that I could visit and interview people at. That would be kind of cool. The St. Peter's Church and other philosophy people that I may be able to talk to that are from the University of Leuven. The University of Leuven has apparently a kick-ass philosophy program, and this person is connected, so I may be able to get to talk to some people there. Then we have an amusement park in Belgium called Bob John Lawn. Apologies if I don't pronounce that right, but apparently that's worth a visit. That's all for Belgium. In the UK, we have Nottingham, which I know the University of Nottingham is located in, but not much else. And then we have Exeter, which has the shores of Devon that are apparently very well known. UK is probably not happening, honestly. I'm going to put an X through that because it's probably not happening this trip. This is an EU trip. This is not, the UK is not a part of that. Poland. We have a bunch of recommendations ranging from Warsaw to Krakow. So may visit some of those places. We have Warsaw, Plock, Poznan, Wrocław, a lot of different places we could visit in Poland. I won't go through all the details there. I've already talked a lot about Poland. Slovakia, of course, we have Bratislava, which we've talked about before, kind of on the border, very close to Vienna. You could visit two capital cities in the same day. Tons of music offers there, tons of concerts to look at. Lots of, the dude that's reached out from Bratislava has a lot of connections around the place and books a lot of entertainers and stuff. So I may be able to get into shows that are sold out and enjoy a lot of techno music and other things. And that'll be really, really fun. And then last, but of course not least, Switzerland. I have somebody that lives in Bern who's offered to host me and to show me around and to really kind of hold my hand through the process of seeing things in Switzerland. That would be amazing. Tons of stuff I'd like to see in Switzerland. Of course, there is the chocolate, the wonderful trains, the mountains, the cheese. But there's also going to be, let's think, I want to go to CERN, and I want to take a tour at CERN, which of course is that big collider thing, the science project. There's quite a few things. So Switzerland, of course. And that's it. I've had other people reach out from other places in the globe, from Australia and the US all the way to Dubai. So if you have another offer of somewhere else that's easy to get to or that you could make a week trip out of, let me know. The email is booksmarts.twitch@gmail.com. So there you go. Burn is fire. I'm happy to hear Burn's fire. A lot of Burn supporters here in the chat. Still going to Switzerland, though. I plan to go to Switzerland. I would really like to. So no England and no France. Pretty base Sigma male. What can I say, dude? Yeah, I mean, like, the UK is just kind of really out of the way, and then France is also similarly kind of like out of the way. It's not like France is in the middle with a bunch of other countries, and France is huge. So, a lot of the offers I got were far inland into France, or they're in the south of France, like hanging out with Mr. Geek. And so all of that's just really far away from everything else that's happening in Europe. So it's kind of rough. Book, I just sent you an email. If you come to Amsterdam anytime, but okay. I'll read your email, but I'm not going to remember if you tell me now. So, I appreciate the offer, and I will check your email. I respond to the emails every morning. Burn can still win. What's this about Burn? Why is everybody obsessed with Burn? I mentioned Burn one time, and you guys are all crazy about it. The film was quirky, but I was lukewarm to. I really loved that film. So, I look forward to visiting in Bruges. The enormous man-made islands of the Netherlands seem amazing, but I don't know how much value there is in seeing that stuff in person. It could be cool if you're very into engineering, though. Well, the thing is, I would like to, Google some of that stuff that's in the Netherlands and then reach out to maybe, some kind of PR part of whoever manages it. Like, if there's a way to talk to somebody who's an engineer that's responsible for maintaining those structures or something like that, that would be a very cool person to talk to. Definitely not the average Joe that just lives in the city and happens to know that these things exist off of the coast, but somebody who's knowledgeable about that stuff. I'm pretty sure I could pick their brain and get a lot of interesting information out of that. It may not be interesting for a video or for stream or anything, but it would be personally interesting to me. Bookstore, they can email you a couple of options in Norway today. Well, I look forward to that. Prague is worth a visit. I got no emails from people in Prague, but if you want to send me information about Prague, I'd be happy to look at it. A little bit of clarification. Old Trick doesn't have the Delta Works, but we would go to Zealand to watch those. Okay, well, they need to be more specific in their emails to me. Criticize that person that emailed me. I just need to vindicate myself. RIP. Burn can... what's up with this Burn thing? Need to do a Western/Southern Europe trip next. Spain, France, Italy, Greece. Probably much more pricey. I probably can't afford it, honestly. I probably have to take some time off and save money after this trip. Can't go to the UK on a EuroTrip anyways. We got cast off into the Atlantic after Brexit, as everyone knows. Yeah, true. Email incels versus Twitch Whisper chads. No, Twitch Whisper people are not chads. I've had this one dumpling that's a different color from the rest of them. I don't know what's up with this one, but I gotta try it. Hold on. The best one, no doubt. No, not really. Books, if you go to Aarhus, in Denmark, instead of Copenhagen, there's an autonomous region called Freetown Christiania, an anarchist community, and a gorgeous deer sanctuary. Email me, I will not remember. Again, people, you may think I'm kidding when I say this, and I don't want to come off as rude or mean or dismissive, but if you tell me this in chat, I will not remember it. I'm not writing it down. I will never, ever, ever do it. So if your intention with writing me a message is beyond just triggering me into saying this exact same thing I keep repeating, it's, if you have emailed me, then combine that with hey, I emailed you, but checking out blah, 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 and blah, blah, blah would be really cool. That's kind of the in-between that you could do. But you've changed. I'm just honest, and I don't care about coming off as rude to you guys. But if I repeat myself 1,000 gazillion times, it's gonna become rude at some point because there's only so many ways you could say the same thing over and over again. I didn't work in retail, okay? I am not trained to blow smoke up people's asses and have the same tone and pretend I'm not upset or I'm not getting tired of repeating myself. No. One of my biggest pet peeves as well, and it just doesn't really fit well with being a streamer, is repeating myself. I hate repeating myself. It's like my least favorite thing to do, but I have to all the time. So, I'm slowly getting over it. Deal with me, It's 30 for a sub there. The best one, no doubt. What's the best one? Italy is really nice, but it's so expensive. Yeah, big rip. This is a well-made video on the history/creation of those Dutch islands. I'm not watching it. The whole little person angle felt kind of weird, but Brendan Gleeson is it? What the hell are you guys talking about? The movie. Oh yeah, it was a bit strange. I don't know. I thought it's just European humor. I thought you guys make fun of tiny people. Book, if you get the chance to try and visit East Germany, it feels very different from West Germany. Honestly, here, let me look at a map real quick. I don't know if any of the places I listed are in West Germany. I'm pretty sure we're just sticking to the East, right? Like, pretty sure all the places I mentioned are in the East. But, my fucking geography is no good. Actually, no, never mind. Cologne, Dusseldorf, Frankfurt, those are all in the West. I actually haven't gotten any offers from the East. I don't think, what's in the East? Berlin, Dresden, Leipzig, Nuremberg, and Munich. Fuck, man. Everything is so far apart out here, dude. I don't know. When I sit down to look at all these and plot them out on a map, I'm sure I'll be very disappointed to learn that, I can't do nearly as much as I thought that I could do. But, that's the reality. And if reality is slowly hiding in the shadows, just waiting for me to do my formal planning to discover it, then that is what it is, It's just an inevitability. But, yeah. I mean, I had this idea that you could just take a train and just circle through all of Europe or whatever. Not really the case. Kind of a fool's errand of sorts. But, if after this I go to Georgia and I live in Georgia for a little bit, I could just wait out the other 90 days and then head back into the Schengen zone and visit all these places again. Furthermore, you best believe that your boy will be looking into what is actually the practical application of the Schengen visa, because if practically speaking, all you need is like a 30-day cool out period and then you could go back and just do it again, I'll probably do that, I just don't know how strict they are about that stuff. But if UK people get away with shit all the time, then, who knows? But yeah, I mean, Georgia's a fine place to just wait it out. I don't know. We'll see. Book, you should check out Poland. Thanks, bro. Yeah, Poland. Hey, Book, I sent you an A message about, okay, I'm ignoring you. About visiting bumfuck nowhere, USA. Lots of fun stuff to do, like nothing, and staring at walls. Is that the city with the paint, where you watch the paint, or is that the one with the grass, where you watch the grass grow? I forget. I get those places in America really mixed up. All the places in the BFE, I mix them all up. I think bumfuck nowhere is the place with the paint, but I could be wrong. Bud Afro says, lol. Yeah, I didn't expect you to watch that video on stream. That was more for chat. Oh, okay. Berlin is a must visit if you're touring Germany. Yeah. It's just if I don't have anybody to meet, I really don't want to do it. I really want to limit this trip by who I know that I could meet, because that was the whole point of the EuroTrip, and beyond that, I need to start a donation goal and just start, how fuck. Here's the thing. I almost feel like I want a pen and paper so that I can lay this out. Step number 1. I need to take all of the submissions that I've got in the last couple of weeks and just lay them out on a map and figure out, if I chunked up this trip, what do the chunks look like? So here, let me switch dingleberries here for you guys. Okay, I feel like I just need to chunk this trip out. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. That's F11, this one. Okay. So if we scroll over to here, I think that there has to be a trip that is involving Belgium, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and then West Germany, right? That seems like that makes a lot of sense. So something that goes right around in here, that's probably one leg of the journey. That would be my guess, right? We'll probably hit up Amsterdam. We'll definitely check out, let's see here, Brussels. Where's Leuven? I don't know where Leuven is in here. Bruges is over here, so we'll check that out. And then, of course, we have offers from Cologne and other places over here in Germany. Now, that's one part, right? So one part could be in that area. And I don't know how long that would take, at least a month, right? So where I would base my Airbnb out of, I have no idea. What I would do there, I have no idea. That's going to be tough. The internet works relatively quickly. That's good to hear. Please try some local escorts. Oh, no, bruh. No, bruh. So I think that that's one leg of the trip, right? And maybe if I'm feeling frisky, we take a flight over to Paris just so that I could see how awful it is, and then we head back to civilized country, right? Now, Poland, I'm in Warsaw, right? And the plan right now is that I can go over to Plock and visit somebody in Plock. And then the Plock person said that there's something in Plonsk or somewhere else around here that has the event that we'll be going to. Wrocław, I believe, is down here, right? No, Krakow's down here. Where's Wrocław? Oh, it's over here. Okay. These are fucking way spread out. So we'll see how the hell this works. I'm not sure. To take a train or buses to Wrocław from Warsaw will take forever and a half. Same with going to Krakow. So, I get a lot of recommendations that I should go here. I don't know. We'll see, because I may have to prioritize things. Like, I have a month booked in Warsaw, so I may be married to Poland for a little bit here, but it's not really where I want to spend a bunch of time. I really should have booked a month in Prague, because Prague is much closer to get to places like Dresden or Nuremberg or Munich. And those are similar distances to what it would take to get to Krakow from Warsaw or Wrocław from Warsaw. So lesson learned for next time, Prague would have been a much better choice for affordable, but whatever. Kind of setting that aside, honestly, Belgium would have been a perfect choice, because then I probably could have considered a French part of the trip a lot better. And then Switzerland, dude. Switzerland is way over here. Switzerland, I for sure want to do. And that's just going to mean kind of giving up on a lot of other things that we could have done. But man, just the fact that I got somebody that is willing to host me in Switzerland and help me out with food and stuff is just huge. So that's an opportunity that I really don't want to pass up on. And there's tons and tons of cool stuff. You go from Bern to Zurich. You can even check out Liechtenstein. You can go over here to the mountains and check out the mountains. Beautiful views. Like, Switzerland's a must. And when I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, Switzerland, you spend at least like a week there. And then you have at least like another week in Poland. That's 2 of my weeks gone. And then a month over here. That's a month gone. That's 6 weeks. Like, how much do I have left to do up here? And like, what are the distances up here? I have to take ferries between these places. So like, Denmark is probably doable, but we'll see. Like, I don't know. Gothenburg, we have a bunch of requests from, so Gothenburg's cool, but Gothenburg is also not close to anything. Like, where do I go from Gothenburg? Like, nowhere, really. It's not really close to anything, but I got a bunch of requests from Gothenburg, so it's like one place that I can for sure go to. So the trip gets tough when we get up here to like Norway and stuff, like this is where it gets difficult, because these places are going to have to be like a week by themselves or a few days by themselves. And this is where we start to like lose a lot of momentum in the trip. And the same thing would have happened if we would have gone to France, because I just don't have anybody with offers from France, and France is huge. So these are my current concerns. I really do think there is going to be a month here. And I think there's going to be at least a week or 2 here. And then we'll probably be stuck in Poland for the rest of that time. And I just don't know if we're going to be doing anything out here. I'd probably need to take a flight over to Denmark and then a train or a tram the rest of the way to Gothenburg. And then that's it pretty much. I'm not sure how we could do anything else there. By the time you get there, these countries are going to be in lockdown mode. That's the other concern, is Sweden especially is like in love with the idea of going into lockdown. So I don't know how much of Sweden we'll even be able to do. Like, Gothenburg is a ticking time bomb where a lot of the things that we want to do could close by the time that we get there, or we're actually considering doing it. And Gothenburg itself is so far from Stockholm that it's like, I don't know how I would do this unless there's an airport that goes from Gothenburg to Stockholm and has cheap flights. Like, I don't know. And, like, look at the main cities here. Like, the separation between Gothenburg, Oslo, and Stockholm, this is huge. Like, that's big time huge. So Yeah, man. The pure scale of things has really been throwing me for a loop. Come to Glasgow. Probably not. Maybe if I do a UK trip. Booksmart's locked in Europe. Yeah, I am. I think there are boats from Poland to Stockholm. I mean, like, the advice I've gotten from people in this area of the world is that I need to take ferries between basically all these places. A ferry between Stockholm and Helsinki, and then Helsinki to... Where were we going to go in Finland? I'm already forgetting. Anywho, like ferries, I guess, is the main thing. And I think it's a 5-hour ferry, if I'm remembering correctly, from Stockholm to Helsinki or Stockholm to somewhere. I don't know. I'm probably fucking that up. There's ferries that go around here for this area. Glasgow. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce it, bro. Who cares? I don't know if they're known for anything but music and crazy drinking people, Glasgow. I drive from Denmark to Malmö and then took a ferry to Germany. Cool for you. Are you just sticking to the north of Europe? Basically, bruh, basically. Like, none of this is possible, which is really... Like, I'm not crying about it. I'm going to be real with you guys. I'm not crying. Oh, fuck, I forgot about Slovenia. So if we scroll over to Slovenia... Whoa, what the fuck? Yeah, Slovenia. Okay. Where is Austria? Where is the border? Okay, there's Austria. What am I looking for here? Where is the... Wait, where's the city? I have no idea what I'm looking for. There's something on... Oh, no, it's Slovakia. My bad. The names are really close. So Bratislava is definitely somewhere that I want to hang out because I have a bunch of opportunities there. And then maybe going from there to Vienna and seeing Vienna. And then, boom, that's 2 countries off of the list right there. So, man, how many more weeks do I have? What's 90 divided by 7? Can somebody help me with math? If I have 90 days in the country, how many weeks is that? Because we're almost through week 1. Anybody got math skills in the chat? How many weeks is 90 days? Bratislava to Vienna is a 60-minute drive tops. Well, let's test something here. I have to take public transport. I don't really have a car. 12.8, like 12. Okay, so I have like 12 weeks, and I'm already through one of them. So I have 11 weeks left. We have 4 weeks that we're going to spend here. So 11 minus 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. We have 7 weeks left. Then we have 1 week at least in Switzerland. That gives us 6 weeks. Then we have, we're going to round up to a week here. Fuck, I already lost the count. 11 minus 4, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, and then we have, fuck, dude, we only have 5 weeks left of change, and a lot of that's going to be in Poland. We probably have another 2 weeks in Poland, so that's 3 weeks left. Actually, wait, 3 weeks leaves me with a lot of time to do up here. Hold up. If I fill up my time properly, that's a lot of time to visit up here. 3 weeks? I know I have offers in Denmark. I could do a week in Denmark with, wait, is Gothenburg Sweden? Okay, Gothenburg Sweden. So a week over here, maybe a little bit less, at least a week in Gothenburg, and then Finland. Okay. I mean, if I work quickly and I really plan this trip, it's not seeming so bad. Why so much Poland? Because I've already paid for Poland. I don't have a lot of money, guys. Like, I know that streamers make a ton of money and stuff. I don't. I make, like, the median income or whatever in America. So it's not like I make a ton of fucking money. And I've already paid for a month of a stay in Warsaw. So I'm married. I'm married to Warsaw. I've got a long time that I'm in Warsaw. So unless we do donation drives or whatever, like, the idea of leaving the Airbnb that I've already paid for a month for is just untenable. So, bro, I'll host you for free with food for as long as you want in Vienna. Email me then, for sure. That sounds lovely. Like, oh, that stuff saves me so much money, dude. Like, the guy in Switzerland that's like, oh, I'll help you with food and don't worry about it. I can help you with your transport. Like, I appreciate it. I can pay for my transport. I can pitch in for food, but man, that's so fucking helpful. Like to not have to pay for the stay and to not be on like a couch or something, to have my own, like that's huge. Like honestly, I'm so stoked for this Burn guy. I really tried to make it clear in my email to him that I really do appreciate him, because he also sent me a bunch of links and information, and he offered to help with like planning out my trip and trains in the area. Like he's been a fucking doll. And you know what? A lot of people have. There has been at least like one person in every region aside from France who has like really come through with like recommendations and experience and offers of like housing and stuff and accommodations. And like, well, when I'm in this area, I probably won't take up anybody on that. I'll probably pick one place to have an Airbnb and then commute everywhere else. Like it's just huge, like especially up here. Like when we're talking about visiting some of these places up here, which I don't know what this region is called. Can anybody help me? Can anybody help me with what we call up here? Oh fuck, somebody DM me on Discord with a map of all this stuff to help me. Scandinavia, yes. So the Scandinavia part of the trip is going to be real fucking rough. So everybody that's offering to like give me a room and stuff is real fucking helpful. So this Scandinavia part of the trip is going to be difficult for me. Let me try to find the person that gave me all those maps, because that person is probably watching this or going to watch this and like, dude, I sent you fucking maps. Yeah. Milo to Venus, thank you for your maps. I do appreciate them, because I told him I was really confused with like what these places were called, and he sent me things. So the Nordic countries are going to be difficult, and then yeah, I mean we're not going to see much of this Central Europe aside from the Western Germany or whatever. I'm not going to use these names. It's going to be real expensive. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I just don't eat out. And I love eating out in all sorts of ways. I love eating out. And so that's the thing that's going to suck about going up to the Scandinavian countries. I'm going to have to cook, but I have people that are going to help me. Hold on. Let me find something real quick. Let me switch scenes so that I don't dox anybody real quick. One person, another person who's like amazing, kind of like the Burn person. I think it's Mr. Copenhagen here. No, it's not Mr. Copenhagen. There's a guy in Copenhagen who is also similarly awesome. He's willing to help me cook and stuff. This person. Okay, Belgium. There's somebody in Belgium who lives in, let's see. I don't know where they live, actually. I don't know the specific city. But they offer to help with like all sorts of stuff. Apparently, they're like a cook or like a chef person who's like really good at cooking, and they know how to cook with like weed, so that's a wonderful thing. But they also know how to cook more generally, and they're willing to help me like prep meals and stuff, and so that's going to be amazing. And they know a bunch of stuff, and they're connected to a bunch of people, so that's going to be really cool in Belgium. But yeah, like, you know, I've whoop, hello, thank you. But yeah, like, I don't know, people have really come through for me on this trip, and I'm just surprised because, you know, from my perspective, I don't think that I have like the biggest audience or whatever, and I don't think that I have like, you know, some huge amount of people watching me, but apparently it's enough to where like, you know, a trip like this is more than possible. And for that, I really do thank you guys. To everybody that's reached out so far, to everybody that reaches out in the future or who comes to a meetup or something. Dresden would probably have been a good base of operations now that I think about it. Dresden? Where's that? Let's see. I don't know. I mean, where do I go from Dresden? Nothing is close by. What, Prague? I didn't have any offers from Chechnya, so I'm not sure if I would have been able to do anything from Dresden. Dresden was one of the places I was looking at, though, as was Frankfurt. Frankfurt was another like transportation hub. It had really good Airbnb, so Dresden was another one that I was considering. That's the east. I'm in Leuven. Oh, okay. Well, then we might be able to see you because I have other offers from Leuven. So if you're in Leuven, that's cool. Actually, I think the person that I was just describing is actually telling me that they're in Leuven. That might be the person that I was talking about in the emails. If that is Jake, then thank you very much. But yeah, so you know, Belgium's going to be a cool bit of the trip because I do know somebody really cool out here who's willing to help me. And all the people from Belgium have said that you can get anywhere in Belgium within like an hour or something, that public transport's really good, which coming from America, dude, what a fucking godsend that your guys' public transport works really good. Holy shit. Berlin, Leipzig, and Poland. Yeah, but I mean, the Poland shit takes forever. Now that I know that, I'm not sure that Dresden is what you think it is. Like, let's say I wanted to go from Dresden to Krakow. Like, and I know that's not how you pronounce that. I don't really care. To go there to here, that's going to take for forever and a half. Let's test that real quick. Let's see. So Dresden directions from, where are we going to go from? Where are we going? Dresden to Krakow. Like 14 hours. So this is what I'm talking about. Like it's not what you think. Like this is insane. I'm not going to do that. Like it's about flights. Like flights are the thing here. That's what I'm discovering very quickly. Like you got to do the flights, man. The flights are what you got to do. Anywho, I think I'll pull us out of this view here and we'll go back to me. So, yeah. You should consider visiting Auschwitz. I am. I have to. If I'm going to be in Poland for this long, I definitely have to. As cool as it would be to have you come out here, if you like good transport, then you would be severely disappointed by Sydney. I mean, like, I appreciate it because I don't have it where I live, so you would just be like being at home, Sydney. You could probably depend like a week in Dresden, spend, I presume, a week in Dresden alone. I don't know. I don't have any list of things to do, and I'm not going to be fucking doing a bunch of Googling and stuff either. Prague is a very popular city for tourism. Yeah, Prague is also a very popular city for like living in. Like a lot of the... I reached into my old Rolodex of like people that I know that are digital nomads, and I was asking them like, hey, are you still doing it? How are you doing it now that the pandemic is happening? A lot of them recommended Prague, a lot. They also recommended Georgia, which is good to know because Georgia's got that 1-year tourist visa, and I might do that after this. Yeah, so Prague's gotten recommended quite a bit. Affordable place, affordable living, good internet. So Prague's super popular with a lot of people. Booksmarts, I have some offers for Western Norway in the Bergen area. I'll email it to you. Thank you. Wow. Look at this. Look at CC Rabbit telling me they'll email me in the message. You guys are learning. You know, you could give me shit about being mean. There will be a period that I appear like I'm mean to you. And it's because change is something that everybody fights, right? Everybody fights change. But I'm trying to make you guys better people, right? Better chatters. So mentioning that you're going to email me in the message where you tell me things I'm going to forget is lovely. I really do appreciate it, CC Rabbit. I really, really do. I'll email it to you once I've checked in with some contacts that might be able to give you a good Airbnb. Oh my God, my heart. Thank you, CC Rabbit. I do appreciate that a lot. Just let me know. Concentration camps have a really weird vibe to them, Booksmarts. Huh. So I won't be able to... No, I'm not going to say anything rude about concentration camps. Not while I'm here. So yeah. Let me hold on. Now I got to like put the brakes on my brain. Enough. No jokes. Rewind. Yes. So I'm definitely going to go see that because it's a definite must while I'm here. The same way that the Uprising Museum was while I'm in Warsaw. Honestly, Warsaw has so many museums and stuff that I want to see and so many tours I want to do that I think a week or two here is totally fine. And I didn't even know that I wanted to see that stuff, but now that I'm here, I definitely do. I will send you a message on MySpace about it. Well, joke's on you, I don't have one. I thought you were talking about Georgia, the state before. No. I have been to Georgia, though. I got no complaints. But in the summertime, probably not the best place to visit. Check out the channel Honest Guide on Prague. I watch that all the time. I love the Honest Guide on Prague. That's to do with the glasses who like goes after like fake money changers and stuff, right? That guy? Because if so, I've watched a lot of his stuff. He's super fun to watch. Yeah, I've enjoyed him. Hey, Book Smarts, I thought you already got many emails from Vienna, so I didn't give any recommendations. No, not at all. Let me check. Let's see. That is in Austria. No, in terms of real offers, I've only gotten one offer from Vienna. That's like a real like, oh, you could stay here type of offer. So yeah, I mean, if you have an offer in Vienna or you have things to say or do, you just let me know. Oh, it's Vampire. Okay, Vampire. No, yeah. If you have recommendations, add them into the email, Vampire. Because Vampire's actually already emailed me about Vienna. So yeah, Vampire, if you want to add in sightseeing recommendations, please do, because that's what's pushing me to like, okay, I have a test. Here's my test. I haven't told any of the people I'm emailing this. I think that when I leave you to your own devices, if you choose to, what is it called? I'm looking for one particular word. If you choose to volunteer a lot of information, that's really good. That means you're knowledgeable. That means you're like putting in time and effort, and we haven't even talked yet. So I gauge like somebody's understanding of their area or their willingness to show me around based on like how much effort they're putting into the emails without me asking. So like that's why like I've judged like France so harshly, because the people from France have been the worst in emails thus far. And so I'm judging them based on that. You know, and then like it's also about volume. So if there's a lot of people from an area, then I'll bug them about recommendations and stuff, because it makes sense to visit there. I'd be able to meet people, and it's just about filling in an itinerary from that point. But if I only have one request from somebody and they didn't give me any information, then like, you know, I judge the area pretty poorly. But yeah, so there's a tip. If you're going to send me an email, definitely include a bunch of recommendations and stuff you'd actually be willing to show me to do. Because here's the other thing. There's another kind of like a breed of emails that I've been getting that is a lot of recommendations, but the person is completely unwilling to show me any of them, or they don't live there, which I still appreciate, because I'll go in and I'll add those into the respective countries, and that's super helpful. But that's like another like so-so thing. Also, I heard you uttering someone else's food take during my league game, so I couldn't respond. Polish cuisine is amazing. Scandinavian cuisine is generally boring due to lack of spices, which is funny because weren't the Dutch East India Trading Company like didn't they sell spices like crazy? I guess they're not getting high on their own supply, right? Like, although Dutch may be somewhere else. I have no idea. I may be getting that entire thing wrong, but I would assume that the Dutch know a thing or two about spices, but yeah, apparently not. If you think concentration camps have a weird vibe, good thing you're not going to UK and trying out butlins. What's a butlin? I hope that's not a naughty thing. Hold on. Butlins. Book family holidays and short breaks. Why is this a meme? What is this? It's just the holidays thing, isn't it? I don't understand this meme. What sort of things are you interested in to see in the Netherlands? I'll email anything that's really interesting. If you have an experience that involves like urban exploring or graffiti or, I don't know, raves or meeting political people or talking to people from a university or looking at a lab or getting behind the scenes look at something or going on a farm and riding horses or hunting or weird stuff. Think about something weird. What's something weird? What's a hobby that you're really, really into? Stuff like that. That's what I'm into. It's tough for me to tell you what I'm interested in, right? Because it's like what I'm interested in is something that surprises me, and it's tough to predict what will surprise me, you know? Like, if I had to give generic answers, which I presume is what you're asking for, but is not really what my answer would be, it would be like museums, really interesting museums that kind of like pull you in, that have very good tours for like relatively cheap. It would be sightseeing things where it's like you don't have to understand what this is to understand the beauty of it or to appreciate it. It would be food that's really, really interesting and cheap and plentiful that is like cool to experience, or going out and enjoying a drinking culture or a bar that's super interesting. Like there's a few places in Poland that have really interesting places to drink in Krakow. So I'm definitely going to go there and check that out. You know, that's the kind of like more normie stuff, I guess. Vienna is insanely beautiful. I hear that a lot. I reached out to you about Vienna in Discord DMs. Does anybody else see what the problem here is? In Discord DMs, since we were talking there about the chat thing, but I can email. Yeah, definitely want to email me because the way that the Discord works, the way that the Notion document works is it's all linked back to emails. I can't link to Discord messages or whatever. So everything, all of my Notion is like linked to emails. So if you have not emailed me, if you Discorded me, even if I told you I added you to the list, I probably didn't. So definitely email me if you have not. That's why I keep repeating email. I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm just trying to be honest. If you do not email me, you will not make it onto the list. Don't hold it against them too much. French speakers be that way. Je suis fatigué. I don't know, Booksmash. I do not fuck with email. No. Can you call me? Call me on my telephone. I don't know. I don't know how to do a French accent. Booksmart, since you are in Poland, try some développé. It's chicken wrapped around herb-flavored butter, similar to cordon bleu. What did I say about email? I'm not going to remember this. I don't have a pen and pencil. I can't write this down. You people fucking test me, dude. You people fucking test me. It doesn't matter how many times I tell you. I just have to keep being the asshole because there's going to be some new person that didn't hear me or didn't care to hear me, or they were like, sorry, Booksmarts, I was taking my shit and I had to take off my headphones. I completely missed the 20 billion times that you said I have to email you. Dutch is not Scandinavia. Well, you have to take that up with the Dutch. Dutch is in the Netherlands. Oh, Jesus Christ. Here's the other thing. Booksmarts has a bit of a problem. I thought, and I'm having to erase this from my brain, that the Netherlands was related to Denmark and Sweden and Finland and all that stuff. I thought the Scandinavian thing included the Netherlands. I don't know where I got that idea in my head. I don't know why I have that idea in my head, but it is a persistent thought that I just cannot pull out. So when I'm thinking about the Dutch East India Trading Company, I think it's where Sweden is. Like, I'm fucked, dude. I'm completely fucked. I really do think that the Netherlands is where Sweden is, and it ruins me. I thought, like, in my brain, the Netherlands is like Denmark. And Denmark doesn't exist. So I'm completely ruined. Like, Denmark doesn't even exist in my lexicon of shit. I think that Denmark is west of Sweden and that Netherlands is on the peninsula where Denmark is. Like, I'm fucked. I didn't even know that Belgium existed. I thought Germany just went to the coast and Poland was right above. Like, I'm fucked, dude. I like, my previous understanding of European geography is still, like, clouding my vision here. Dutch food is not at all spicy/spiced. It's not boring either, though. Well, you know. In fact, we found the sea route through the south of Africa and slavery and shit. Well, that's good for you. You guys did it before it was popular. But there's one thing I learned from the Viking shows is that you guys really like a good slave or two. Scandinavia is only Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Finland doesn't count. That sucks. Just classism because it is a traditional working class holiday break. Oh, okay. I usually suggest trying public transportation sidewalks. Yikes. Dutch food is awful. Butlins is an old-style holiday camp in the UK. Give it a miss. The recommendation is funny. Okay. This is the worst dumpling I've had so far. Yeah. You know when you cook pasta and you have the water? It tastes like pasta water. That's really not good. I don't know what the filling was, but probably something vegetarian of some sort. Well, the rest of them weren't that bad. It was only $4, so I got a lot of dumplings for only $4. It's fine by me. Butlins was the butt of a joke for the UK crowd. I felt chat's disappointment at you not making concentration camp. Okay, bro. To be honest, though, brown cheese and meat cakes are also really tasty. What's the over-under on Book being murdered? It's probably pretty high, unfortunately. I'm trying to vet people as best I can, but man, some people they have such a good offer that it's tough. Even if I see red flags, I can't say no, dude. I'm awful. I'm gonna, you know what? I'm going to become the subject of one of Destiny's Yiker tweets where he victim blames. I'm already feeling it, dude. Like, I'm going to get mugged and beat up and sexually assaulted or something, and then Destiny's going to write up a fucking tweet about how, like, well, maybe you shouldn't visit random people in countries you've never been before and then drink with them. Like, I could already foresee it, dude. I'm going to have a stream where I'm crying and I'm talking about what happened to me, and then he's going to tweet out some mean shit, dude. Rough. The two people who disliked the live stream probably butthurt about Book being me. Oh, well, dude, they're the kinds of people that aren't going to email me either. I DM'd you before hearing about the email. That's all. No, you're good. You're good. I don't think I roasted you. I was just saying, like, you know, for the chat, like, what is the one wrong thing with this? It's the Discord thing. No, guys, you need to listen. You don't Discord DM him with recommendations. It's going to be via Grindr. Uh-oh. I don't even have that installed on my phone. I'm pretty sure that's illegal in... I'm pretty sure that's illegal in Poland. Oh, God. Poor Poland. Named Booksmarts, but can't even remember generic random chicken dish number 3. Yeah. To be fair, Netherlands and Denmark might as well be the same country, except their rivals are Germany and Sweden, respectively. Interesting. It's okay. A lot of people also mistakenly think that Finland is Scandinavia, too. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you guys should let them in the club. By the way, don't call Finland Scandinavia. My bad. Finland isn't Scandinavia. I'm still getting over that one. Oh, okay. Jesus Christ. Apparently, that's a lot of people. It's because Denmark is a part of Scandinavia, and you confuse Denmark with... Yeah, yep. That's exactly it. The Netherlands is more like England than probably any other Euro country. Booksmarts. Also, Finland is not Scandinavia. Okay, thank you guys for letting me know for the 100 billionth time. You know what it is? You guys are gatekeeping Scandinavia. You guys are gatekeeping it. I'm already feeling this, dude. You're like... Booksmarts, Finland isn't Scandinavia. No matter how much those fucking Finns want into the Scandinavian club, they can't. They're filthy fucking Vikings, and they need to take their culture and keep it away from our name. Okay, bro. Okay, chill out. What do you got against Finnish people, bro? Finland is the fucking Poland of Scandinavia. You guys are just super fucking mean to him for no fucking reason. I don't like that shit. I'm rooting for the underdog, dude. I'm going to start saying Finland is in Scandinavia, and I'm going to start sticking up for him, bro. Netherlands and Belgium are franking countries. They're a mix of countries. Jesus. Booksmarts, it's actually funny because Danish and Dutch sounds very similar. When you're in Germany, they will mistake Dutch and Danish people for each other. Damn. Not even the Nordic countries include Netherlands. Poor Dutch go all that way to becoming an actual colonial power, and people go subsuming them into the Viking sphere. Okay. Germany does go to the coast. Don't worry about it. I don't know, dude. Who cares? It was more just dumpling pit. Yeah, I'm way behind on the chat. Hold on. Let me catch back up here. Finland isn't real. It's fishing grounds the Russians and Swedish use. Jesus Christ. You guys are so mean about Finland. No, it's more like us Scandinavians didn't know it either until recently, and we need to point out our superior knowledge. The English term for everyone from Scandinavia used to be Danes. Oh, okay. Should I just call you guys the Danes, or is that a outdated term? Finland was a part of Sweden before, but since they left us, we have no love for them. Oh, okay. So it's like British people and the U.S. people, because we whipped their ass and we got our fucking independence. Now they're not about us anymore. Okay. They're like the jealous ex, dude. Okay. I'm starting to see how it is. All right, Swedish people. You got to get over it, dude. The only thing I know about Finnish people is they put up quite a fight in World War II. That's all I know about Finnish people. Norway, Sweden, and Denmark have very similar languages and culture. Finland, on the other hand, has a completely different language and is not similar culturally at all. You see, while people from Norway, Sweden, and Denmark eat bread and, take their shoes off when they go into their house, Finnish people rape and pillage. Okay. All right. And they eat dirt. Oh, okay. Oh, good to know, dude. Don't Estonians also want to be a part of Scandinavia? I don't even know where Estonia is. RIP Estonia. I kind of love how much Europeans roast each other. I do as well. I really enjoy it because I'm not invested. I barely even know what the hell they're talking about. Why are you just so pretty, buckfucker? Because my mom and my dad loved each other very much and they had a baby. Booksmarts, every single Swede I meet is either super racist or super leftist. There is no in between. Yeah, I met a lot of people in Poland that were like, Poland for the Polish and whatever yesterday. So, I mean, I'm sure those exist in every country. Estonians want to be a part of the Nordic countries. Oh, okay. RIP Estonia. My Polish friend said Dutch sounds like German, only underwater. Oh, Jesus. How much fight did Sweden or Norway put into World War II, Kappa? What is that supposed to mean? Is there a meme I'm missing? I honestly couldn't tell you a single thing that Sweden or Norway did in World War II. Let me try to think. Nope. Can't think of a goddamn thing. So maybe that's a bit of a meme. What did they do? Oh, how I learned about the Nords. Oh, shit. What is this? Why is Finland drawn like this, dude? Why is Finland drawn like this, dude? What the hell? Oops. Why? Why does Finland look like this? Why is Finland pissed? Oh, Jesus. So Scandinavia is Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. These guys, all right? And then Fenno-Scandinavia is Sweden, Norway, and Finland. And then the Nordics, okay, Nordics, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, because Iceland should definitely be in there. Why does Iceland have glasses? I don't know. Self-governmented islands. Greenland, which is Denmark, and then Faroe Islands, which is Denmark, and then Åland, which is, I don't know about that. Who cares? The North used to be split between Denmark and Sweden. Oh, okay. Denmark and Sweden used to own everything. That's kind of cool. Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're explaining now. Okay. So who is this guy again? Åland. Okay. Åland doesn't matter. We're going to cross Åland off the list. Irrelevant. Never heard of it. But Finland's important. And so is the Faroe Islands, I hear, because there's some kind of resource there that we care about. And then Greenland, Trump wants to buy that. That's all I know about Greenland. Maybe they have an Aurora Borealis. I have no fucking idea. Iceland, couldn't tell you a goddamn thing about it. Maybe they have geothermal power or something. No fucking clue. Okay. Not gonna lie, Sweden's looking kind of cute. Sweden looking kind of cute, though. I don't know. I don't know about all this, dude. It hurts my fucking brain. You guys and your fucking bickering. Your sad bickering. Iceland has Bjork. Should throw Falcons in there for the memes. Yeah, Falcons is another thing I've heard about, but not really Iceland for anything. Everyone is happy except Greenland and Finland. I was Helsinki for a bit over a week. The people were really friendly, but super terse in speech and had pretty sour resting faces. Polish people have pretty sour resting faces as well. Sweden managed to stay out, right? Finland capitulated quickly and Norway was a battleground. Oh, interesting. Book, want to know how a Finn is an extrovert? They look at your shoes when talking instead of theirs. You guys are too fucking mean to Finnish people, dude. Finnish people are known for being quite dry with their demeanor and humor. Jesus Christ. Jeez, you can't think of a single thing Finland didn't do in World War II. Well, true. I can't think of anything regarding Finland in World War II. They may have been Sweden in World War II. Like, honestly, You guys could have told me that Finland was a part of Sweden until the end of World War II, and I would have believed you. That's how little I know about fucking Sweden and Finland in regards to World War II. You could have told me they broke it up. You could have told me Finland was part of the fucking Soviet bloc and they were a satellite state, and I would have known any better. I know nothing about Finland. We don't learn anything about Finland. So, big rip. Slavic people generally look like they're angry all the time. When I was in the UK trying to get a job, the manager asked me if I could smile. Oh, shit. They live in a land with no... You know what's funny? There is she's either Russian or Ukrainian woman who like works the desk at my my like apartment building, and she smiles and says hello every day. And it's like a highlight of my day. That's how little I get to like get hellos and stuff from people here. Like, and it's kind of starting to wear on me a little bit. Like, I noticed that like last night when I came home and she was like working the desk and I was like, hi. And she's like, hello. Like, a part of me just broke inside. I was like, damn, dude, the fucking Polish people are just, they're squeezing me. They're suffocating me of like, you know, like tiny little, you know, happinesses or whatever. Like, I could say hello in a Spanish restaurant and get somebody to say hi, or a Mexican restaurant, whatever. I'd say hello in America and then people would say hello. I could say in whatever language I would want and people would probably respond with hello. But man, dude, here you don't get anything like that, man. People are just very, you know, I don't know. I don't want to say anything too negative, but that's starting to wear on me a little bit. At first I thought I was okay with it. Now I'm starting to get a little callous because of it. I feel like you were reading a bunch of comments about Finland as negative, whereas they are really meant as descriptive. Bruh. Yeah, but they're bad. These aren't good things. Like, these aren't good things. When I was in Poznan, it was during COVID, so I didn't have much perspective. Heard they have bomb-ass poetry, though. Huh. There's a meme in Sweden that Finns are drunk and wield knives. Well, that sounds more fun. When are you growing out the facial hair again? I shaved just before I came on stream because it was looking gross. Probably not ever. It looks really disgusting. Don't take it personally. It's just a cultural thing. Okay. You can't have shit in Warsaw. Talking Polish to him. The problem is it's so fucking embarrassing because I never get it right. Dude, this fucking Ukrainian dude that I was hanging out with yesterday, I was trying to pronounce shit. He was like, oh, when you mix K and S, it makes the shush sound or something. And I was like trying to pronounce stuff, and I was on a bus and people were staring at me, and he was just cracking up. This motherfucker's just laughing at me. He's laughing at me, and I'm trying my best to fucking pronounce these words. I gave up, dude. I fucking rage quit. I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'm gonna call it whatever I want. It's Krakow. I don't give a fuck, dude. It's Drogo niggas Liam. I don't care about pronouncing it right, dude. Fuck this shit, dude. Fuck this stupid language. I rage quit, dude. It fucking pissed me off. I can't stand it, dude. I don't want to be getting shit wrong all the time. Like, Japanese is so fucking easy because tone and inflection, none of that shit fucking matters. Ichi Nissan, you know, fucking domo arigato. It doesn't matter how the fuck you pronounce it. People understand it. Here, they're like, what? Huh? I'm trying to sound out your fucking thing, dude. Miwo Swowowski. Like, they're like, what? I don't understand. I like point to it. I'm like, Miwo Swowowski. And they're like, huh? Say it with the words. Say it with the chest. Like, no, bro. I'm pointing to the fucking word. Just read it. Don't put me through this. Fucking Polish people. God damn it. On the other hand, Americans are so positive all the time. It almost feels like they're sarcastic. I cannot imagine having an opinion like that. Like, to think that if people are being so positive, they're being sarcastic. Like, I can't even imagine. I've not been to a culture or experienced the culture where I feel like they're so nice to me that I'm not sure if they're being serious. Like, what a good problem to have. I feel like I would much rather have the other end of the spectrum, but maybe I'm like self-selecting because I'm American myself. But like, I would much prefer that you're so nice to me that I think that you're lying rather than you're so cold to me that I have no idea what the hell you're thinking. I'm not saying there aren't negative comments in there, but you are definitely lumping them all in together. I am, bro, because a lot of them are bad. Scotland has a huge amount of clean water, very pretty water. Well, is Scotland a part of the EU still? I have no idea. Why was the previous VOD unlisted? Because I'm doing a bunch of videos for it. So if we do videos for a VOD, I unlist it. The patrons can have access to it. So, Drogo, what? Monk ass. What are you monk assing about? I'm not Polish, but even I felt that mispronunciation. Yeah, well, fuck you. Linus Torvalds is from Finland. Obviously, that makes it the best country. No idea who Torvalds is. You tried any homebrewed vodka yet? Nostrovia. No, I have not. Positivity for Slavs feels sarcastic from the get-go. Oh, shit. But that's all of Europe. People are really reserved here. Maybe, dude. I guess I'll see. I mean, I hate all that small tech stuff, so it works for me. Interesting. We tried our best to still be in the EU, but the racists took it away from us. Damn. Well, I actually don't know if Scotland has a history of trying to like break away from the UK, but like you guys might want to start talking to Ireland. I don't know. I mean, I hate all that. Okay, not going to read that. Yeah, we Europeans mostly prefer the honesty that the cashier doesn't give two shits about us. I mean, you know that they don't give two shits about you no matter what. I would rather they I don't know. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't think about it like that. So you guys prefer the honesty that the cashier doesn't give two shits about us. Interesting. That makes so much sense, but a part of my brain doesn't want to believe it. You would rather that they don't even pretend, that they don't even act nice? Like, I think it says something about you, like, as a person when you act nice, even if, like, you don't really care or whatever. And that must be what you guys mean when you're saying you think it's sarcastic. Okay. You know what? I'll admit it. I was wrong. Okay. I understand now. I'll put myself on the spot. I was wrong. Now I'm starting to get it. You guys have turned me around. Okay. I see what you mean with the sarcastic thing about the Americans and being nice. Okay. I may actually, I'm going to write this down. I want to, meditate on this. I had never considered this. Okay. Honesty. Okay. You think it's, honesty. That's what you're going to call it. Okay. I don't know. I would rather that everything is, cheery. I don't know. Years ago, I was mugged in Amsterdam when I tried to pronounce the name of the street, Spoestraat, to the police. The police officer nearly assaulted me again. Shit. This pronunciation wasn't bad at all. No, Scotland was removed along with the UK. RIP. Genuinely, to people from other cultures that are less outwardly positive, like the UK, like me, the American over-fondness can come off as insincere. We understand that it's not actually insincere, but it's just how the tone reads to our brains. Yeah, and here's the thing, if you drilled me down on it, if you drilled a customer service person, you were like, do you actually wish I had a good day? Huh? Do you actually care how my day was? Do you actually think that, my dog is cute or whatever? I guess I don't care how your day went technically, but I want to I want everybody to feel positive, and I don't want to be a bump in the road of your day. So I don't know, I'm just trying to find nice things to say. Yeah. Okay. I feel like it's a much worse world to live in, though, if everybody did that culturally. I don't know. But I'm super biased because my culture is that. From my perspective, if you're interested at all, as an American, I like the idea that everybody in the community kind of pitches in to be positive, even if it's not necessarily their true beliefs or whatever, because then everybody has a positive day, right? Then there's actually the chance that the positive things that you're saying are the positive things you believe because you're not having an awful day. And the nicer you treat other people, the nicer it goes around and the nicer of an experience it is for everybody. When I go out to eat, I don't want my server to act like they don't want to be there, right? And so when I'm a server and I'm working at my own job, I try to be nice to people, right? And the hope is that when I go somewhere else, they act similarly nice. And that way, when the shoe is on the other foot, I can enjoy that experience and that other person isn't taking away from it, and vice versa. I don't take away from their experience when they deal with me at the job, That's kind of weird. But, cultural difference, I suppose. Book Smarts, have you watched Braveheart? No, I've never seen Braveheart actually. Where do you find places to stay while you're traveling? Airbnb, or people offering. You seem not have the force to talk Polish, but you seem pretty nice and honest. You can make it. Okay. Polish people who are just learning. Okay, here's another cultural comment. When someone is actually nice, it feels extra sincere. Okay. Then you guys must get blown away when you go to America and everybody's nice all the time. Polish people who are just learning English think, how are you, is a genuine question. Here's another thing. I've heard this advice given to travelers that when an American person asks you, how are you, it's not a genuine question. They're not looking for a reply. I disagree. I know what they're getting at with that advice. Like, I'm not looking for an in-depth explanation as to like, how are you? And like all the details and minutia of how you're doing. But I am asking like for an answer. I do expect an answer. Like, sometimes it is just like oh, how are you? I'm good. How are you? Sometimes it is that, and it is just a back and forth, but it's also like a foot in the door for a conversation. Like if I ask, how are you? And you go, oh, I'm good. Yesterday we just got done doing X, Y, and Z. That's like a conversation starter. And then you can go from there. All how are you is like a foot in the door for conversation. So it's not that it's not a genuine question because you can answer it genuinely. It's just like conversational lubricant. So that's a little tweak that I'll put because as part of me living here, I've watched some videos on tips for people visiting America. And this is a tip I hear repeated a lot that I think is like getting it a little bit wrong. It's not that that's not a genuine question, because you could answer it genuinely and still be fine and not appear weird. So I don't know if that's new news to you guys, but just like a note. You can still be nice without smiling. Yeah, you can. You definitely can. But these, I should be more specific. These people are not nice and they're not smiling. Like, I don't know. When I say hello and you don't say anything back and you just go, and then you go back to what you're doing, like, okay, well, fuck you too. I don't know. Or when I'm like, I don't know, that pisses me off. That like puts me off. But that's my American privilege, dude. It makes it super lovely when you happen upon the cashiers who are genuinely super nice. But you don't know if they're genuinely super nice. They could just be like an American, right? Like, I don't know. As someone who's been in the service industry, I'd say that you not only should pretend to care, but you should care. It makes you like people better. That's the other thing is like Japan takes us to the next level where it seems like they actually do give a shit and they're pretending like they're living it. Like that's what you should arrive at, I think, is like you should care about your job so much that you genuinely do care about like, is this person having a good time here? Is there anything else I can help you with? Like these questions that you ask and the way that you behave should line up with like an internal reality. And when those two things align, then you're really doing good at service. But not the case, you know? I'm on the fence here. I like the niceness, but when the veneer is too thin, it starts to feel gross. Yeah, I mean, sometimes there is a thin veneer and it is weird. I think like old white ladies do that quite a bit in America, but like, I don't think that it's very often that the veneer is thin. Like maybe teenagers will do that when they work a job for the first time where they're like, thank you, sir. I hope you have like a super wonderful day. Yes, sir. Would you like to try our chicken sticks? They're super duper yummy. Like, yeah, like when it's like that, I guess the veneer is too thin and it's disgusting, but like, I don't come across that super often. That's a great Polish Americans tell you their whole life story when they first meet you because nobody ever says they don't care or are bored. We're hoping that you jump in with your own stuff. It's like giving you a million jumping off points. Like if I go like, oh yeah, my dad raised me on a farm and I did this and whatever, then you can jump in and go like, oh, I had a buddy that like raised wolves and what. Like it's meant to be that we keep going. Yeah, if you're going to be a boring fuck and you're not going to use any of what I just told you to like move on, that's cool. You don't have to care about the life story or about the stories we're telling. You just have to like keep going. And it's just about keeping going. Like, I don't know. This is enlightening to me. I'm really enjoying this conversation with you guys. Normally, when I talk to my chat, dude, it's like so, but this is really fun for me. In the UK, one of the most common greetings is, all right. The response is just non-say, all right. Okay. Okay. Maybe that's what you guys are basing it off of. People are still positive when they mean it, though. Americans are used to acting nice for tips. That's only like restaurant people, though. Yeah, I would say that's only like restaurant people. Like when you're working in the retail industry, you're not getting tips for acting nice. That's just like your job. Or when you're working in fast food, you're not like getting tips. You're just doing it. Even baristas at Starbucks, like I get that they get tips, but I don't think they're only doing that for tips. Or like In-N-Out, you don't get tips at In-N-Out, but you're trained to do that. Or Chick-fil-A, you don't get tips at Chick-fil-A, but you're trained to do that. I like people who are authentic more than just positive. I guess, but how the fuck do you know if they're authentic? Like, this is the thing is like, I can't imagine like how you know if they're being authentic, but I guess on the flip side, I don't know if people are authentically pissed when they're like, you know, I don't know if they're authentically pissed. They just seem pissed. So I guess, you know, that cuts both ways, but I'll swing that sword. You don't have to fake smile to be nice. That's all. I guess, but it goes a long way to making other people feel normal, or at least American people. I'll tell you right now, you want to make an American person feel comfortable. Smiling is helpful. I feel like there has to be a middle ground where you can be nice or respectful without doing it to the point it seems insincere. And I think Americans hit that for the most part, but that's my personal opinion. I think some time ago, Walmart opened in Germany and people were not happy with the cashiers that were told to always be smiling and positive by the company. Thing is that nobody takes it as rude here because they're used to it. Yeah, I guess. It just makes me sad. You guys could have a much happier population. In Denmark, customer service will definitely wish you a good day when you leave, but you would never find one asking a question like, how are you? I don't blame him, dude. It could be an awkward thing if it's not culturally normal. Seems like fake nice in America. All this have a nice day stuff seems forced. But it's not forced. It's just like normal. Like you just say that. Like have a nice day is just like a punctuation on the end of like an interaction. I never know what to respond to. How are you? Good. Some information about why it's good, and then ask them how they are. If you want the cheat code, that's what it is. So if I ask you, hey, how are you? And you go, good. You know, I had a wonderful walk this morning, and you know I'm happy to. Like you can insert something else, and that would be my advice. Or you could just say, good. How are you? And then you're okay. Also, a ton of Americans just say, how are you? And then they just keep talking. I can't imagine that. What, you just say, how are you? Maybe. I don't know. Like in America, I feel like, and maybe I didn't even realize this was a cultural thing. Keeping a conversation moving is important. Like it needs to be lubed up and pumping. You know what I mean? You want to keep it pumping with like as little friction as possible. So you really want lube, like, how are you? Or, whoa, that's crazy. You know, these expletives or things to like keep people going with whatever story they're telling and to give them feedback and, you know, to just ease things along. I think that's what a lot of it is. There are some genuine ones like, you're right. Is way more of a, you don't look okay, how are you feeling in the UK? Whereas it's more conversationally lubricative in the US, like you say. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you ask somebody, are you all right in the US, that has a very punctual meaning, you know? I don't know. I think we do just interpret it differently. My partner's mother is Mexican and father is Flemish from Belgium. Thank you for putting that, because I wouldn't have known. One side is super reserved and the other is really extrovert and expressive. She still struggles at times with the yeah, because Mexican people are like that too. I don't feel like Mexican people blow smoke up your ass either. So you know, yeah, I think Mexico is like another good one. That comes to the crux though. Some people don't appreciate the fact that they have to pretend that they're fine when asked all the time. It's not that you're pretending. It's just like, oh, I guess, yeah. I guess, yeah. Because you can't say like, I'm doing awfully. I can't believe that you would ask me such a question. Like, yeah, you can't be an asshole. But this all comes back to like the asshole thing. I really do think you're just not supposed to be an asshole. It's not good to be an asshole. And part of being an asshole is dumping your problems onto other people. I work in the service industry and I 100% prefer someone being extremely overly nice to me / the staff rather than someone who is very apathetic. Me too. Like when you're acting like you don't want to be there, it makes me feel like I don't want to be here, or this is uncomfortable, or I'm a burden to you. And even if that's the case, like, of course I'm a burden to you if I'm at your work and I'm asking you to do things, but it's not like I'm an undue burden. It's your job to like take care of me, right? So I want to know that you are at least feigning happiness or an okayness about doing your job, which is why I really love Japan, because in Japan, everybody seems fine with doing their jobs. And I think that that's important. Whereas like in Thailand, especially, it doesn't seem like anybody wants to be working or doing their job. And you just feel that everywhere. Nobody wants to help you with shit. People don't really want to know how you are. That's too awkward. They want to acknowledge your existence. I don't think it's that bad. This is one of those things a Polish person would never think about. I guess we just don't care about that at all because that's what we know. Yeah. Yep. Being kind of unfriendly to strangers plus never looking you in the eyes is an Eastern European thing in my experience. Yeah, I noticed that with the Ukrainian guy as well. Not a lot of looking at me, which makes me then feel weird because, like, okay, here's a weird thing. I like eye contact. I like eye contact with people. Now, and it's rare that I make eye contact with somebody who scares me out of, like, giving it back. Like, I've said this before, Destiny scares me out of like giving it back because his eyes are just like, they're very piercing and they don't wiggle. His head doesn't move. It like, he's very like, and that mixed with the way that his eyes look make it like difficult to like maintain the eye contact with him. But like, it's rare that happens. I normally really, really do like keeping eye contact with people and like doing like this game of like, how much do I look at you? How much do I look at other stuff and like whatever. But from quite a few people that I've like talked to here, it is kind of uncomfortable for them to hold eye contact. So interesting. I'm really having fun with this conversation. True, better inauthentic happy people than authentic assholes. That's where I'm at with it. You can actually reply with having to ask deep philosophical questions about my mental well-being. Poles do that a lot, equate happiness with not being authentic. Life is so miserable to us that we cannot fathom so much smiling in these circumstances. Like, I get that feeling that when I'm walking down the street and it had just rained and everything is wet and the birds are out chirping and I'm like, I'm looking at all the buildings and pointing at shit and taking pictures. Polish people walk past me and they're just like, like, I'm having fun. It's nice. You got the smell of the after. They don't care about none of that shit, bro. They're just like, this guy's got a fucking problem. This dude's high. The least friendly people at customer service related jobs can be found in Estonian grocery stores. Good thing I'm not going there, huh? For many people, rude equals authentic. People do not often see, do not often see through slapstick confusion, slapstick frustration. Maybe, yeah. I would love to visit the UK because it feels like UK people, at least from like media portrayals of them, balance this line of like, I'm not having a fun time. I fucking hate life, okay? It's fucking dark. It's dreary. I don't fucking enjoy living here. It's fucking shit. We're not in the fucking UK. Like, or the EU, whatever. They're just not happy with shit. But at the same time, they're cracking jokes. They're being sarcastic fucks. They're like mean in a really fun way, it seems like. But I feel like that's a tough line to walk. So maybe UK people do that, but I don't know. I've not been there. Bookie, you just have to understand your whole chat is Reddit shut-ins and Europe is the Reddit continent. Oh, yeah. That was something the Ukrainian guy was telling me about. He's like, yeah, I don't really get out necessarily a ton. And he's like, but you know, you're asking Twitch people on Twitch to like show you around. So just understand that that's probably going to be a recurring thing. And I'm like, yeah, that is true. I didn't think about that. In Sweden, a cashier will basically, cause like what self-selects for streamer people are outgoing people, I think. But like what self-selects for like chatters is not that at all. In Sweden, a cashier will basically just tell you the cost and ask if you want the receipt. Rarely anything more than that. I mean, if they do that with a smile, dude, I'm totally fine with it. Like, it's so weird. Now that I think about it, a smile just means so much. Just smile at me. I don't care. Just put on a smile. Oh, fuck. I used to think that businesses were so cringe by going, you should do it with a smile, service with a smile. Like, No, it does make a huge difference. You really should smile because, like, even if you don't mean it, God, does it make a world of difference in how I interpret you? I love when Americans say "have a good one." It makes me go, "Whoa, have a good one, have a good life." Yeah, I sure hope I do. What a huge thing to wish someone. That's funny. I've actually never thought about that turn of phrase. Have a good one. And I do mean it when I say it. Like, if you put me in a room with God, like if we're having a conversation, I'm like, have a good one. And you go, whoa, stop time. And I teleport in a room with God, and God is like, so did you really mean that you want him to have a good one? Like, yeah, like I hope so. I don't really think about it, but yeah, I hope he has a good day. Like that's something I'm honestly hopeful for. I don't know why I wouldn't hope that he has a good time. Like I don't know. When McDonald's first opened in Scotland, they tried to get staff to speak with an American accent. Jesus Christ, that's silly. Yeah, coming up with an explanation for why my day is good on the spot sounds quite difficult to me. Jesus Christ, you guys just are not enjoying life out here. Good God. Here in the south of USA, I feel like people genuinely care about how you're doing, at least to an extent. I did too during my short stint in Georgia. Like people are genuinely pretty cool and polite. But again, I associate politeness with being nice. In my workplace in Australia, people usually say, how's it going? But they walk past you because they have things to do. It's just something that's just the thing to say. Yeah, I mean, it could be done in passing. Like if I'm walking past you, I'm like, how's it going? You know, it could be that way. But if we're in a one-on-one and we're interlocked in conversation, it's usually just to start it out. That's precisely it. Americans are lubed up all the time. Euros stay pretty dry, so it can rub them up the wrong way. You would appreciate Italy, Book. They vocalize everything passionately. Yeah, maybe. Book, we definitely have those conversational lubricants in the UK. Like, we definitely do. I think maybe people in this chat are just dorky. We have, like, oh, they never. And what's up? And whatnot. Like, we have these things. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they're just wrong. The whole expectation of low-wage workers to suck the ass of it. Ugh. The fact that you think sucking ass is the same thing as like putting on a smile and saying hello it blows me away. We're like so far apart. But you know what it is? Here, I'm going to be real with you. And this is a superiority thing. So bear with me for a second. American superiority coming in here. You guys are just not good at service. And that's okay. We're not all good at everything. You guys can fish and you can pickle herring and you can fucking, I don't know, frown hard. I don't know. You guys are good at certain things. Manufacturing, creating stable governments, fighting world wars. You guys are good at all that shit. Okay, I'll give it to you. But we are good at service. And not all countries or not all cultures are going to be good at service. And I think the countries that are good at service realize that you're not sucking the ass of a customer when you smile and tell them to have a good day or something. It costs you nothing. It doesn't really fucking wear on you. It's nothing. And it could mean a lot for somebody who's having a bad day or who had a hard time, you know? So like, it's crazy to me that you guys think that that's a super high bar, but I have to remind myself that you guys are at like level 5 out of 100 of like getting good at service industry stuff, and that maybe you guys just suck at service industry stuff. But like, yeah, if you're in a shit wage job, like you probably should have to do that stuff more than somebody that makes a bunch of money. Somebody that makes a bunch of money earned the right to act like an asshole, but you didn't, because you're not worth anything. You are a replaceable little fucking ant that needs to just fall in line with the other ants and not create a bunch of problems for all the other ants that need to come into the grocery store to get some fucking groceries. So like, yeah, just smiling and saying have a good day, it costs you nothing and it's easy. And like, I don't think it's a huge ask, but I come from like a place that has a really big service economy. So, you know, and Japan with a really good service economy, and Korea with a really good service economy. I think it's just a service thing. And if you're good at service, then you'll be good at that. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. I'm so sorry. I really have to catch up. Books is the happiest person in all of Eastern Europe. I'm not in Eastern Europe, dude. You guys got to stop saying that. Polish people hate that shit. Don't say that it's Eastern Europe, bro. They get pissed. That's the only time I see emotion in a Polish person is when I tell them they're in Eastern Europe. Pro tip for Americans in Europe: dress nicely. People will judge you. And if you are wearing white, dirty sneakers with a Hawaii shirt, you will be treated badly. I don't wear sneakers, so fuck you. I do need to get pants though, because I only have like athletic shorts and athletic pants, and I learned very quickly that those will get you looks, and you look like a fucking bum. So I have to get like proper pants. In the UK, you'll find some bars where people are friendly and conversational. Others where, okay. Book smarts, have you ever heard the expression, see you tomorrow, God spare your life? No, that's fucking funny, though. Neutral, functional conversation, it goes smooth, okay. It's funny that he says a fake smile is really important to his impression of someone because being completely inauthentic and actually demanding that of others gives me the same thing, a rather strong impression, albeit in the other direction. Jesus Christ. This M and Lotus person is like constantly with this shit. I'm going to look at your fucking history in this chat because this is not the first time that I've seen you with these takes. Do you love black people? Okay. The whole expectation of low wage workers is, you were the suck the ass person too. Yeah. Okay. So you got a fucking problem. That's what it is. You got a fucking problem, buddy. You got a fucking problem. Okay. Good to know. I love when it turns out that it's one person that's been feeding me a lot of like the worst parts of this. That's good to know. That's solid to know. When people are doing 50 plus shifts, they kind of go dead. I don't mind if they're dead faced. I do. I don't think you're doing 50 plus shifts when you're working at a fucking McDonald's, but that's just my opinion. I don't know. I find it really awkward when someone I barely know is being super nice to me. It's not super nice to smile and ask how you're doing. If that's super nice, I feel so bad for you. I can't imagine how your mom treats you and stuff. Like, I don't know. Like, I've been watching TikToks from here about like Russian moms and stuff like that and about how they behave and whatever. Like, I don't know. I've seen a lot of TikToks. Now they're all making sense. They're not making a joke. This is actually how people are here. Holy shit. I think there's a cultural difference in what customers expect, so I wouldn't use bad. No, I will, because I'm judging you on a global scale. So I don't think so. No, I'm gonna apply that to you guys. I think you guys have to take that one on the chin. I think I take plenty on the chin as an American. I think you have to take on the chin that you're bad at service. I think you have to. Who's to say which way is best though? I cannot believe that there's even an argument here. Try eating with a hat on. You'll see plenty of emotion. Good thing I don't wear hats. I'm not a big hat guy, but I have noticed hats are a no-no. If Poland is not Eastern Europe, then Eastern Europe doesn't exist. Jesus Christ, guys. They're Central Europe. Look at a fucking map. I'm going to show you guys a fucking map. I'm going to show you a map. They're literally in the middle. Like, what do you mean? They're in the middle. Like, is Germany fucking Eastern Europe? Are you guys that fucking dense? What do you mean? Is Austria fucking Eastern Europe? Is the Czech Republic fucking Eastern Europe? I don't understand you guys. What do you mean? I'm confused. I don't know. That's interesting to me. It's also a matter of degree. In a restaurant, I'm way more up for conversation with the server, but not when I'm getting groceries. True. And they don't have a big conversation with you when you get groceries in the US. I mean, they could if you really engaged in it, but not really. I'm like, I have conversations with the grocery store workers, but that's when I'm down for it. Maybe if people were more honest about their emotions in America, you wouldn't have so many fucked up spree killers. This fucker, dude. I'm like tempted to block you. You're just a fucking troll, dude. Thinking about it more, one of the ways to be rude in the UK is to be overly polite. If I really don't want to talk to a person, okay, you fucked up your writing of that. All right, I'm scrolling down to the bottom. Anyone with a Slavic accent gets called Eastern. Wow. Okay, well, that's a bit racist. Or languagist, or accentist. Or when people come by in clothing stores, if I'm just browsing to see if I like anything. Yeah, but it's to help you out. Like, oh, shit. It's because some people are fucking nervous, or some people are anxious, or some people wouldn't go out of their way to bother a worker to ask them about something. But if the worker comes to them, then it's like, oh, well, while you're here, I'm wondering, do you have this in like a size 8, or do you have this in like whatever, or do you guys carry blah, blah, blah? Like, it's meant to like make it to where you don't have to be the first person to like make a step there. But again, you guys don't understand service in Europe, so that's totally fine. But yeah, you still have to learn how to be a good service economy, good service economies. That's totally fine. But to explain to you why somebody in a clothing store approaches you and asks if they can help you, it's so you don't have to go out of your way to do it. And it sounds like From what I'm hearing from European people, you guys are the exact people that need someone to break the ice. Book, here's some common ground. Oh boy, this will be a good one. One place where I hate rude service is dental/medical receptionists. I'm having a shit day and I'm in pain or at least worried about my health. The least you could do is not make it sound like I'm a burden to you. Yeah, any kind of healthcare, honestly. The west/east line is still lingering for the Cold War. Oh, okay. They're a Forzen viewer. What do you expect? Doesn't good service mean you deliver what the average customer wants? In Europe, that's different than in the US. If you want to move the bar, you can, bro, but I don't think so. I'll repeat since you scrolled down. Generally, I would consider anything that was a part of the Soviet bloc Eastern Europe. This includes Poland as well as the Eastern Germany. Oh, Jesus Christ. I would hope that in typing that, by the time you got to Eastern Germany, you realize where the error in your ways is. But okay, I understand your reasoning. I just think it's flawed. It doesn't give you very good answers. And I think you can be well aware of that after this conversation. But if you choose not to change that opinion, that's fine. Like, I'm under the impression that Netherlands was a part of Scandinavia, but am I going to persist in that belief? No. I realize after the explanation to me that makes no fucking sense, and I give up on it. I feel like that's where you should be at with that definition of Eastern Europe, right? Like, you should realize, oh, okay, I had this opinion. Here's why I had this opinion. I guess the opinion doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm going to change the opinion. But if you don't get to the point of like realizing it doesn't make sense and then changing it, that's cool. That's what makes me, a more productive person. As I can change my mind. It's rare to find a service worker that is rude in Europe. Rare, huh? Does rare mean something different in Europe? Is that like a Swedish word for something? Rade? Rade? Am I reading it wrong? Does R mean W in Polish or something? We may have a different definition of rare here, but okay. Central Europe is Germany. Everything west of it is Western Europe. Okay, Jesus Christ. I don't know about that. It seems like people aren't able to separate being overly fake nice and just being regular nice. Yeah, but their regular nice is like, just be brutally honest. If you do not like living here, just tell me it fucking sucks weather. Goddamn fuck slushy on ground. I fucking slipped this morning. I hate living here. I wish I was born in America. God has fucking condemned me to live in the fucking Eastern Bloc after Soviets come and fix everything, but before we become world superpower. It's very, very sad. Like, I guess they just want people to just be bummed out, and that's what they consider to be a regular person. So it's tough because they're like, their threshold for what being nice is like way fucked up. And I think that's where we run into problems, Gitsen. Book, the thing you said about being anxious to approach a worker is true as fuck. Yeah, like, that's what it's meant to do. Is it's meant to help you to where you don't have to go and talk to the worker. The worker comes and talks to you. Like, that happens with me when we go clothes shopping all the time. Like, what popped in my head was like being at Hot Topic. Like, if I'm looking through the buttons section, somebody at Hot Topic is like, hey, could I help you find anything? And I'm like, yeah, actually, do you guys have any like Naruto pins or something? And then they help me, like it's just meant to like help you ask the worker about stuff. It's not to help you out. It's to make a sale. Oh, you guys are such fucking... Like, you're not wrong. It is to make a sale, but that doesn't mean it's not to help you out. Like, you guys get what I mean, right? Like, when somebody says it's not to help you out, it's to make a sale, you're like half right and half wrong. And that's what pisses me off, is like, it can be to help you out and to make a sale, because helping you out leads to a sale, right? Or it leads you to get the fuck out of my store. I don't need you fucking loitering in my fucking store looking for something if I can tell you that we don't have it and you can fuck off, right? It could just as easily be that. Can I help you with something? Yeah, I'm looking for fucking Poland t-shirts. Okay, we don't have that here. Okay, bye. And you go away, right? It like... The first half of your statement is completely wrong. Like, yeah, it could be to make a sale, but it's not that it's not to help you out. It is to help you out. That's a whole part of it. But you guys don't understand service industry work, so I have to go back to the bare basics and explain that shit to you guys. Our service worker pay doesn't depend on how much the customer likes them. That's why they don't smile as much. Neither does ours. Newsflash. Americans don't get paid more at Walmart because they fucking smile and they bag things quicker. That's not how it works. You don't make more at a Hot Topic because you asked somebody if you could help them find something and you found something for them, or at H&M or anywhere else. You don't get paid more for that. You do it maybe a high-end place or you're making commission, but that's way different than what the average person has to deal with. Like, if you go to Coach or if you go to some Louis Vuitton store, yeah, maybe they're making commission off of what they're selling you, but that's not how average service workers are paid in the US. Hold up. Maybe I need to chill out. Maybe that's actually something you guys believe. Do you really think that service workers in the US get paid more depending on how much they're selling and stuff? Because it's not really how it works. Holy shit. Wow, there's so many differences here. Unfortunately, if we do not have joy in our lives, all expressions of happiness seems inauthentic and grating. Oh, fuck. Then you guys are just sad fucks that want to fucking drown everybody else with you in your fucking self-pity and sorrow. Like, Jesus Christ. How sad. Wow, what an opposite culture, but in the worst way possible. If I have to be unhappy, I don't want to see anybody else being happy. And if you are happy, I'm going to assume that you're lying or you're trying to spite me in some way, shoving your fucking happiness down my sad, sad throat. Like, Jesus Christ, dude, chill the fuck out. I don't know. Yeah, if there's more than like 20% of the population that has an opinion like that, I guess you get a bunch of sad fucking people that walk around frowning all the time and hate their fucking lives. That's how you get the UK, bro. Booksmart's real question: how do you enjoy real beer after living with American Ehem beer? I don't know if this 2 L's on real means something different, and I don't know what Ehem beer is, so I don't know. I actually haven't tried a bunch of Czech beer. Should we try Czech beer? Should we do that? Sorry, Polish beer? My bad. Should we try Polish beer? I could go buy a bunch of Polish beers and we could have like a taste testing thing. That would be fun. That would be a fun stream, actually, if we got a bunch of beers and did like a taste testing stream where like every time we hit a certain number of subs or donos or something, I have to crack open and drink another beer. Oh, wait. No, it's against TOS. I'm sure we'll find a way around it. I don't know. Centrist take: the eastern half of Poland is actually, I could stream that on YouTube and be fine. Maybe that'll be a YouTube exclusive stream. Centrist take: the eastern half of Poland is Eastern Europe and the western half is Central Europe. That is a centrist take. I seriously think that the U.S. restaurant service would be tiresome for me because I don't expect any of that. Doesn't matter if you're pleasantly surprised, are you not? Good service means different things for some. Yeah, I know it means different things because you guys have like you just commented on American beer, right? Booksmarts, how do you like real beer since you've had American beer, right? Like, it's like that. It's exactly like that. You guys have service, and in America, we have service, right? We have real service. So that's what I'm saying is like when you have real service, your expectations for service are much higher. But yeah, if you grow up in a place where you have service, then of course you're going to expect service from your people, right? And you're going to set the bar super low. But that doesn't mean that like there isn't a higher bar or that it's subjective in some sort of way. It's not. Like, no. There is good service and there is bad service. You guys have bad service. You're just used to it and your expectations are super low. Do you like the book fucker name? Yeah, I like it. I'm not against it. Books discover Slav culture. Yeah, apparently. It's easier to connect with someone over something you both hate than something you both like. I completely disagree. Holy shit. Oh man, European people are a different fucking breed. Holy shit. This makes me want to go back to Asia. Holy fuck. I love your guys' buildings and your infrastructure and everything. It's really beautiful, but holy fuck. You guys have a twisted, demented sense of self and fucking happiness. Jesus Christ. I hope this doesn't rub off on me. Holy fuck. I do not want to be a sad fuck by the time I leave Europe. Jesus Christ. I'm like legitimately getting worried about you guys. I feel really bad. It's like you guys are slaves to like negativity. Bookie, it's important to remember there is a slimy side to being nice. Yeah, there is 110%. I'm not giving any like credence to that, but yes, there is. It's just none of the examples we're talking about are the slimy side of being nice. That's why I'm like confused with this. Like, yeah, there is a slimy side of being nice. Like if I'm like this with you, like if I'm like, hey, is it possible that I could get someone out back to like pump up the tires on the car I just bought? They're like kind of low, and the alert in the car just went off, and I just drove away from here like 2 miles. And they're like, oh, I'm so terribly sorry about that, but we actually can't. Yeah, we don't pump tires here, unfortunately. Yeah. Like that, yeah, that's not doing anything for me. That's probably like they're just forcing themselves to do it, but they're not helping me at all. But their tone is like mismatched from what they're like. Yeah, that can be slimy. I get that. Or if they're like, or if they're kicking you out because you were being an asshole from a restaurant, and they're like, oh, I'm super sorry, sir, but I'm going to have to ask you to leave. Other patrons in the restaurant have complained, and unfortunately, part of our policy does say that we can remove anybody at our own will and blah, blah, blah. But if there's anything at all I could do to help you, or if you would like to talk to a corporate manager, I can get you in contact with their information. Is that something that you would want? Okay. Again, I'm super duper sorry about that. Is there anything else I could do to help you today? No. Again, really, really sorry. Like, yeah, that I can get how that bothers you, but like being like, oh, there you go. Is there anything else I could help you with today? No? All right. Or, hey, how was your experience? Did you find everything you were looking for? Or walking up to you and being like, hey, could you use any help with anything? Like, these are not that. These are not that at all. I do want to help you. I want to help you find whatever you need. I am genuinely interested. Did you get everything you needed from the store? Was there anything you could not find? Because if there wasn't, I can help you. I know where everything in the store is. Or if I don't, I can ask somebody else to help you. Or if you look lost in the store and you're like, where? You're looking at your phone, you're looking around like, hey, sir, is there anything I could help you find today? Like, yeah, I want to help you. You look like you're fucking lost, and it's my job to help you. Like, those are not instances of this, like, slimy side to being too nice. I don't agree with that at all. You think false platitudes and being fake equals being nice, whereas in Europe, we prefer to be empathetic to the average person. Just saying hello or nodding to acknowledge a customer is enough, and we understand that most people don't want someone in your face like, hey, can I help you? Like, fuck off and let me get what I need. Like, it's not even in every store that this, like, there's so much nuance to this. I can't even dive into it, dude. The opposite applies to you. You're used to overly inauthentic. It's not inauthentic. Oh, I'm going to get off this topic. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom. My beautiful baby boy, how are you doing? Hello, Buttermilk Buddha. Please fucking save me from these goddamn Europeans, bro. Oh, these fucking Europeans, dude. Holy shit. It started out like such a wonderful conversation where I realized like a cultural difference here. And then as I cracked open this Pandora's box of like, what are you thinking in there, Europeans? Are you really all just upset and really not having a good time? I looked at the abyss and the abyss looked back at me. Holy fuck. Yeah, Poles love complaining. The culture is certainly focused on the negatives and going through them and then enjoying them. That's like European people. All right. How about let's not say anything else? Let's focus on one thing for a second. Do you guys, like, if you could Thanos snap in a new world, everything gets reset, but you get to pick, like, this one aspect of culture. Do you really want the culture to be everybody focuses on negatives and talks about that all the time? Or would you rather that people focus on positives and focus on that all the time? Like, genuinely, don't give me a meme answer. Genuinely give me a real answer. Would you rather everybody be positive or everybody focus on the negative? I can't even believe that. I feel like this is a loaded question. Like, you have to answer one way, right? Like I can get if you guys like have to live in this culture, but you would appreciate the positives if you were able to reset it. Like, I could get that. Like, there are things about America that are like that, where it's like, yeah, like if I could reset it, I would probably do it differently. Both is bad. Well, I don't care what the fuck you think. Balance is good. I didn't give you the answer of balance. I said, do you want to do it positive or do you want to do this negative thing? These are all European people who live on the internet. This is also true. I need to keep that in mind. I find it really telling that you think we are sad as fuck because of this. Shut the fuck up. I'm asking a specific question now. I'm asking a specific question now. I'm just looking for a specific answer. Negative, then fix it, then be positive. What the fuck are you talking? That's not what I asked. We don't focus on the fucking negatives. We just don't pretend that. No, you do. That's the problem. All right, Emin, you're gone because I'm really getting sick of you. You're on Twitch? Okay, wonderful. I'm honestly, I'm going to remove you from the chat for like the duration of my Europe trip. How many seconds is that, chat? Can we do some quick math? Let's see. /mute. Wait, what is the command? Timeout? I'm going to give you 200,000 seconds. I really don't want to hear from you for like forever and a half. 200,000 seconds. How many, whatever is that? 200 seconds, hours. That is 55 hours. Okay, wonderful. We won't see him for another couple of days. That's what I want. I'm getting sick of that motherfucker because he's throwing off my whole like trying to gauge what the hell the Europeans think here. Let's see. I hate when the worker comes at me. It's so easy to ask when you need to ask. No, it's not. Like you have no like sympathy for people that like don't find that easy. Like, let me ask a question, then ignore the answers. I'm so happy I fucking muted that person. Thank God. Unfortunately, a lot of people focus on the negatives so much. Is that different in America? Young people do that a lot in America. Not old people though. Like not old people. It's really like a young online person thing. I don't know. I'm a really positive person. Maybe this, like when you're interacting with other people in particular, you try to focus on positives because how fucking awkward to just talk about what's wrong in your life all the time. I don't need to hear like in America, we have a sense of like, I have shit going on in my life that is bad for sure. I don't pretend like I don't. You have shit in your life that is going on that is bad. Obviously, everybody has that stuff. But like when we're taking the opportunity to talk to each other, what is going to produce like a more happy thing or a more uplifting thing, which is a positive, I would hope. I don't know, maybe Europeans don't think that's a positive, is to talk about things that are going well, because that can give you the kind of motivation and the kind of encouragement to get through the things that are not going well for you. Or it can make you feel better like, hey, my shit may not be going good, but I can really appreciate that so-and-so is going through something good. Like if I had a really bad stream, but then I go into a Discord call with Supreme and Supreme is like, oh yeah, like today I went out and had food with these people and it was super duper fun. And then I had a kick-ass stream and I did movie night and everybody was really cool. Like I can focus on what went well for Supreme in lieu of what went bad for me. And like, that's a more fun topic of conversation. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel more positive and able to get through my stuff. Right. But yeah, this is just a cultural thing. I'm going to have to like get used to that. But it isn't a European thing. Being negative about politics or infrastructure, I would say those are the main complaining points, is universal. Yeah, well, yeah, for sure. Yeah, like, yes. So that's where I'll meet you. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Booksmart's concession here, European people, hear me out. I'm not totally crazy. Yes, being negative about politics and infrastructure are I think, universal, because everywhere I've been, people complain about it. Maybe aside from... No, even Japan, they complained about it. So, yeah. That's universal for sure. If you're talking about politics or infrastructure, yeah. Yeah. Aristocrats would put on airs and offer niceties while working class would get on things, stick to business. Okay. Not risking a timeout, 100% negatives. I find it easier to relate to people's hardships and find building bridges so much easier. The person who wants for nothing is hard to approach for me. Interesting. I mean, like, yeah. I don't know if you mean you're like, I appreciate you giving me that answer and the reasoning behind it. Cause like, I don't think you're dumb. I don't think you're wrong or whatever. I think that's interesting to me. So you find it easier to relate or to have conversations with people or connect when you're only talking about negatives. Wow. Okay. It's just, that is just a straight up cultural difference, right? Like, okay. I guess it's not objectively worse or whatever. It's just like, I guess that's just a cultural difference. We extremely overvalue negativity in Poland, and it's a struggle to live here because I don't subscribe to that. I feel like old people are even worse than young people here. I don't know. Not where I live. Not the old people that I know. Booksmarts, you guys are over the mark for friendliness, and we are over the mark. Both comes with negatives and positives. Horseshoe theory of friendliness. I've yet to see the positives, though. Help me out here, Europeans. Here, let's pivot. Let's put me. Let's change positions here, okay? I'll move from the top to be on the bottom. Okay, I'm on the bottom now. Help me out. How can I appreciate negatives more? How can I appreciate negativity more as an American? So if I'm coming here and I'm enjoying your culture, how can I work to better appreciate these negative conversations or these negative focuses, like the focuses on negativity? How do I focus on that, and how do I get something out of that? Because I'll move past this argument about which is better or which is worse, and I'll just try to, while you're in Rome, you do what the Romans do, right? Speaking of tops and bottoms, we'll do what the Romans do. Sorry, I have to be hush-hush about that because it's illegal in Poland. It's a bit of faux pas here. But like, how do I enjoy that? How do I make the most of that? To me, it's like everything sucks so much it's funny. Okay. My Chinese friend mentions historical things like the burning of the Summer Palace or Japanese actions during World War II more than I had anticipated, instead of mentioning Chinese success stories. Similar? Yeah, sounds similar. But like the politics thing, I think people like to focus on negatives in regards to politics, which, by the way, is why I meme a lot about the positives of America. When I find the opportunity to make a joke about why America is better or something, I try to do it because, yeah, it's generally, we talk about politics in the negative. Like when I was in Mexico and I got sick from the fucking fish, I'm going to make jokes about how wonderful the USDA is, right? Because the USDA is wonderful and it's better than some other health agencies across the globe. And I'm very, very thankful to have it. But nobody talks about the USDA being good, or the care we offer to veterans. Like, I understand that veterans have problems with it, but it's still better than a lot of other places. Having unsupervised access to the internet since age 8 really be giving me a warped perception of reality. Who said that? Book, have you been to England? I would imagine it would be similar. Well, help me. I'm asking about, like, how can I enjoy this? It is sometimes a bit of venting exercise for people. Okay, you drink. We know we have alcohol. You know we have alcohol. Okay, so you drink. Okay. Drinking. Look, I can get behind drinking. People like ranting in EU. It's enjoyable if you both shit on something. Okay. I'm going to start taking notes. We need to shit together. Kinky, but I'll do it. Okay, we need to shit together. Got it. I think relating to their struggle. Relate to struggle. Okay. Because I've had this problem on Tinder. Like, I don't know what to do when people are just bitching and complaining about their country and government and stuff. Like, what do I do with this? Like, I don't know. I try to do something positive in response, but that's not the way to have the conversation, I guess. Humor. We derive a lot of comedy and sarcasm. Okay, sarcasm. Okay, comedy. Okay. It can feel more intimate than positivity. Okay, well, that's subjective. I don't think you can reason yourself into it. Maybe just lean into sarcasm and make fun of things. Okay. I think people value the brutal honesty so much because it's honest, and honesty makes conversations easier, but so is the positivity, just to be clear. But yeah, I'm going to focus on you guys here because now you don't have to use empathy to figure things out. You just have a straight answer. So now you don't have to employ inductive reasoning, and that makes things smoother. Yeah. Again, I know I'm not trying to do this. I'm not trying to make an argument out of this, Eris, but to like go on the flip side of things for European people, remember that we do the same thing, but for positivity. We don't have to be creative about what positive empathic things we need to focus on because people give that to us. Like, oh, I can see on your face, you're like really smiling and there's a sort of warmness in your voice. Like you guys notice that all the time on my stream. What happens when I talk about something I'm really passionate about? What happens when I talk about like my anime YouTuber people or my gun people and I review them, or I find a conversation I really like? You can tell, you can feed off of that energy. You don't need to do a lot of work to feel what I'm feeling in terms of positivity, right? So it's similar on the other side of the coin, just like give you a peek over the hedge there. Lean into the negativity and you'll appreciate the positivity more once you're back. I worry that I'll turn into like a dark lord and I won't want to bother with the positivity. That's what I worry about. But okay. Everybody hates their government. We can bitch about it. Not everyone's like some niche interest you'd be passionate to talk about. I disagree, but okay. You appreciate that you're not bullshitting yourself by ignoring the bad. Okay. I don't think there's any particular focus on negativity, to be honest. I think it's weird how much y'all are focusing on that. I just find a lot of American mannerisms to be kind of awkward and fake. Honestly, WR, I'm pretty sure, like, or I don't know if I'm sure. I would like to imagine that you're correct and that this is just like an internet subsegment of people, and that's why we're hearing this. But it does blow me away that so many people are dying on this hill, and this is actually a thing. But cultural differences, right? Like, I don't get why people are so mean to Polish people, but I just have to accept it. Being honest about some negatives can help you understand what someone else is. Okay, so this a lot. I'm hearing a lot of this. I can talk with everyone about how politics. Okay, so a lot of politics. Shit on politics. Okay, shit on politics. Got it. Solid choice. I should have done that in my first Tinder conversation. Shit on politics. Because I took the total wrong way. I was like, oh, yeah, well, I hear you. Polling can be awful in these ways that you're talking about, but it is cool that you guys came together and you rebuilt that old town. It is cool that you guys, in spite of it being something that didn't make a ton of sense, decided to fight against the Nazis and took that battle into your own hands. Like, instead of doing that, now I'm seeing that, like, the culturally correct thing to do would have been to continue to rant about how bad the government was and to build off of that rather than stepping on a back foot and talking about, well, there are positives here. I mean, it is cool that you guys accomplished this and did that. I'm seeing how, like, my Americanism is fucking, yeah, okay. I'm gaining some confidence here. I feel like I'm learning important lessons here. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of them are homeless, but we don't promise veterans homes. We promise them healthcare. Just shit and rant at stuff. It's funny. Okay. Makes the friendliness mean more. Leans authenticity to all interactions. People don't hide their sadness behind a mask to the extent you do. It's an outlet. It bonds. Okay, I keep hearing that. Yeah. Just, I need advice. I'm asking, how do I engage with this as somebody who is coming from the other side of things? Book, you shit talk it as well. Sometimes people just want agreement so they don't feel crazy. Yeah. Honestly, the relentless positivity of Americans is endearing. People will expect it of you, so don't sweat it. Thanks, Chris. I hate this mentality. Honest equals acting like an ass. No. Yeah, take it up with your fellow chatters. Book, joking about negative things is a way of signaling, yeah, shit sucks, but we can laugh and have a good time, not ignoring it, but in spite of it. Okay, in spite of it. I like that. I'm learning a lot. Thank you, guys. Whoop. We still haven't looked at any of the Uprising stuff that I meant to, but I think this is much more interesting to me personally, so I'm going to keep indulging myself. Instead of seeing it as a depressant, make a joke about the darkness. Okay. I'm hearing that repeat over and over, try to make jokes about it, which I can do, so, that's within my ability. Oh, I completely agree. The positivity is much better than negativity. I was just trying to give some explanation. Be careful with that one, Eris. People may be putting you on a list right now. You got a bunch of Eastern Europeans putting you on a list right now, so be careful with a take like that. The positivity is much better than negativity. Let's see. People who are critical and focusing on negatives are perceived as smarter. Okay. Positives often, okay. Yes, feel the hate, then channel it into league. Just make fun of other EU countries with the European. That I did do yesterday. That gets you a lot of fun times. Also, making fun of my own country is that gets a lot of laughs out of people. You know what? And I was telling the Ukrainian guy this yesterday. I'm so privileged that I can make a lot of jokes about America and everybody everywhere I go understands them. It's almost weird. It feels like I don't have any secrets the way that like Polish people have secrets from me because I don't understand all their country or how it works. Like, but everybody knows something about the US. So if I make a joke about how like we don't have healthcare, we don't have trains, Trump's our president, whatever, like people kind of are able to vibe off of that and like it's kind of funny. I feel like Booksmart pulled a sneaky on us. We ain't shitposting EU versus USA service. I don't know. At least in Germany, people are very nice and polite, but all the conversations just related to the service they are providing. We're not big on small talk, but we're still nice. I look forward to that, Draco. Holy fuck. Draco. Oh, I hope that you guys are positive. Holy fuck. I think Draco is one of the people I might go visit while I'm in Germany as well. So I really fucking hope for that. I mean, Revan is somebody who I might also meet while I'm in Germany. And Revan is somebody who is insanely positive on the Discord and in chat. So I'm holding out hope for fucking German people. Not fucking German people. Sorry. I'm holding out for German people to be nice. Because boy, oh boy. Oh man, please, German people, please be warm to me. I'm starting to understand what you're saying. Like, here in Scotland, the Tories, and thus the government, suck, is a cultural institution, and trying to be positive about it is just going to be awkward and make you seem like you don't belong. Yeah, so I've been dropping the ball. People in the Netherlands are pretty nice too. That's good to hear. But you guys have weed. Weed will do that. Weed will do that to a culture. It'll really mellow you the fuck out. Weed and prostitutes, dude. Those are two things that'll really switch your attitude around, huh? Book might as well fuck some Germans on the way. I'm not opposed to the idea. Yeah, that's literally the best way to engage. If you can all laugh at yourself and everyone else, it just makes for a fun time. Okay. Theory time. Maybe the reason why Europe is so negative is, way back when they had constant wars against each other, they would get jealous of the more happier countries, believing that they had something you didn't, making happiness a trait that might lead to war. Yeah, and to give a theory about America, it could just be when you live in the greatest country on earth, you just can't help but be happy all the time because any direction you look is just sad and depressing and reminds you of why your place is the best in the entire world. So, kind of similar in that regard. Like, we took one swing at the Brits and we kicked their fucking ass. We won there. That's a big fucking W. We got industrial shit immediately. Big fucking W there. We got rich people. Big fucking W. Our government didn't fall apart. We won our civil war. The racist people didn't win. Big fucking W. Like, we just got W after W, bro. I don't know. Trump is good, but in my opinion, he's not good all the way. Some of the stuff he says is mind-blowing. Okay. But yeah, I know. Vietnam, hey, bruh, you can't win them all, you know? You can't win them all. Those Vietnamese would not give up, bruh. We thought they'd give up. Most people just give up. They did not give up. They were not capitulating, bruh. So we don't talk about Vietnam here, dude. We don't talk about Vietnam. That was, everybody's got to make a mistake, bruh. Even Windex is only 99.99% effective, right? So, that 0.99, you're going to find something in there. We spent all of our lucky points on winning World War II for you dumb fucks. So sorry that we didn't have a lot left for fucking Vietnam, Took one swing against Vietnam and killed a bunch of Okay, bro. Okay, dude. That's because I don't know. I'll blame the hippies for it, bro. Honestly, Vietnamese people really chilled to the U.S. after the war. True. Very true. The USA never recovered after Vietnam geopolitically. Russia did most of the winning, though. You shut your fucking mouth. Don't you take this fucking away from us, dude. Russia did most of the winning. You mean Russia put their fucking hands under their fat fucking ass and just waited it out how they win every fucking... Come on, bro. Russia did most of it. Shut your fucking mouth, dude. Those motherfuckers. I don't know. Man, I'm willing to be wrong about that, but I don't know. That's quite the fucking statement, Mr. Enema, or whatever the fuck your name is. Afghanistan, hey! Again, freedom is an interesting thing, okay? Freedom is this thing where it's like, if you don't want it, we can't force you to have it, right? And we're really good at forcing you to want it, right? But, some fucking horses, you lead them to the water and they just won't drink, And we're patient. We waited a long time in both of those conflicts and it didn't happen, bro. Sometimes it's just not meant to be, bro. Sometimes it's just not meant to be. People got to cook a little bit longer and figure shit out for themselves, Can't force everything along very quickly. But, that's a lesson that we know now because the Americans tried it out. So, Americans played a much smaller part in World War II than you would like to believe. Well, in my opinion, the winning part is the most important part. So, I think we won it. So it's kind of important. And You say much smaller part. I don't know if you've taken a look at the Pacific Theater, bro, but you guys had not fuck all to do with the Pacific Theater. You want to know what the highlight was of the fucking British during the Pacific Theater? It was losing half of their fucking fleet because they wanted to transit about like fucking dumb fucks and lose them to planes.
And didn't even send a message. Feels bad, man. I hope you're enjoying your trip to the EU.
Damn. I had no idea. You got to email me. If you don't email me, I'll never know. Hide and wait and suddenly you are in Berlin. The Russian. Okay, dude. They waited in their fucking cold fucking country and the fucking Germans wasted. All right. Are we really going to get into a fucking history lesson about how the Germans fucked up gone after they shouldn't. I don't know. We're going to get into a whole big conversation about this. I don't want to. Oh yeah, that was Mr. Geek. Mr. Geek. Here's the problem. Your fellow countrymen are, oh fuck, how do I say this without being racist? In a phrase, Mr. Geek, je suis fatigué. They're all tired fucks that don't want to help with anything and don't want to show me around and don't want to, like, I don't know, bro. All the people that reached out from France are kind of, except for like one person, were kind of like not super helpful or anything. So France, unfortunately, didn't make it on the itinerary. But I hear where you live in the south of France, it's very, very, very fucking chill. So maybe I would be down when I do EuroTrip Part 2. Booksmart stuck pre-Destiny bridge burning that Trump is still Yeah, I am. Book turns this into why the nukes were necessary. Yeah, I don't want to do that, bro. The Pacific Theater, you won by yourself, yes. But in European mainland, Russia did most of the fighting. Well, they had a lot of people. It's their fucking house, dude. This is like if I came over to your house and you're like, oh, fuck, my kitchen is super duper dirty and I don't have any of the ingredients that I need to cook any of these dishes and fucking I don't have pots and pans. And we're like, okay, no worries, dude. I'll go down to the store. I'll go to my house. I'll grab a bunch of stuff. I'll get some cleaning products. I'll clean your whole fucking kitchen. I'll bring all of the ingredients. I'll teach you how to make it. We do all that. And then you guys are like, yeah, but who did all the cooking? The fucking Russians, dude. Like, okay, dude. Yeah, the Russians did all the fucking cooking. If that's where you want to draw the line, sure. But who bought all the fucking ingredients? Who the fuck walked in this dirty ass kitchen and put it into order? I don't know, bro. This is blowing my fucking mind with this shit. Whatever. Maybe I need to go to Russia and learn more about their participation in the war. But, you know, they had a lot of soldiers to burn through, bro. That's what I'll say about that. That's where I'll leave that off. Sorry, Booksmarts. I wasn't watching live. That attempted a joke for an hour ago. What? I don't know. I must have missed your message, White. It's totally fine. At the end of it, Americans say it was their house the whole time. Hey, bro. No, we called it our kitchen. We're like, all right, this is my kitchen. This kitchen is my bitch because I just fucking... All the pots and pans are mine. All the fucking food was mine. I brought all this shit here. That was me. The fucking strategic brilliance. Like, I don't know, bro. Okay. Yeah. Well, if we would have never come to this dinner party, you guys would have been whipping up fucking, German flavored slavery. So, you know, if that's what you guys wanted, my bad. We came in here and created a fucking five course fucking, you know, dinner for you guys. And you're like, well, we could have fucking had bread and porridge, but, you know, we had bread in the cupboard and Go-Gurt sticks. We could have made something. Like, okay, yeah, you could have made something. But you couldn't have made what we ended up making, okay? So don't take that away from me, bro. Booksmarts, it was a grand strategy. Get your ass kicked all the way home, then let Mother Nature kill your enemy. Yeah, I guess. That's fine. But that's only one half of that theater, so I don't know, bro. Chat, the Russian did, like, Russia would have been fine no matter what. It's like Russia would have been fine no matter what. It's the rest of you motherfuckers that needed help. So I don't know, bro. Are we really getting into a World War II debate right now? Are we really getting into this? Next thing you know, fucking Kraut's going to come in here and tell me I'm wrong about everything. And we're going to, this is going to spiral into something else. Russia airbrushed help from the UK out of their war history. So I'm ambivalent about this. Well, you know, fake positive American nonsense. Yeah, maybe, bro. America, empires are bad. Dismantle them. Now welcome to our sphere of influence. You down for a fitness stream? If you come to Europe, yeah. Poland was saved from the Germans, but unfortunately it was the Russians who saved them. So starvation anyways. I'm not gonna fit in this dick in your mouth. Okay, haha, you're very funny. Very funny, Lux. Can we watch a thing or let's watch one video. We need to watch one video on this Uprising thing so that I didn't lie about it. Uprising, Poland. Okay, let's learn about the Uprising in Poland, shall we? I think we're done with this fucking World War II discussion. We couldn't save ourselves, but the Russians were really helpful. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Uprising, Warsaw. Wow, there's like no videos on this. Okay, I found something. We should be good. Okay, we're gonna watch this. And I'm gonna put you guys in the other window. What should we we'll start off with the armchair historian and then we'll move into extra credits and then we'll do that. Huh? That sounds good to me.
After Hitler seized the German ethnic...
Oh, look, I only got through 3 minutes of this. It must be very, very interesting. We'll put it at 1.5. To the people that are going to be watching at 2x, here's your warning. We're doing 1.5. You better get your P brains up to 3x. Otherwise, you're going to have a rough time of this. Yeah, actually, fuck you, America. We would have been better under Germans than Russians. Yeah, exactly. Who the fuck is saying that, dude? Dumb fucks.
In the suburbs of Warsaw, a veteran sits alone by the fireplace. The dying embers illuminate his stoic face, and the occasional flashes of light pierce the threadbare curtains covering the windows. He would be out there right now if he could. Sadly, the army has little use for maimed soldiers, even in situations as desperate as this. Having fought alongside the forces of the German Empire in the Great War, this veteran can scarcely believe...
Is that the fucking Call of Duty Zombies song in the background?
The forces of the German Empire in the Great War, this veteran can scarcely believe that they are now coming to destroy his home.
It is. Okay. Why is that there? I don't know. Anyway, let's continue.
Hi, I'm Griffin Johnson, the Armchair Historian. Today's video, the invasion of Poland from the Polish perspective, the rarely covered story of calamity and betrayal that started the Second World War. During the invasion, miscommunication within the Polish ranks led to many unnecessary casualties. Fortunately, data protection services like NordVPN ensure that you'll never need to worry about
France help none.
With 5,468 servers in 59 countries, NordVPN new server. Now, for a limited time, you can get a history of the Great War. In the ashes of the Great War, Poland was a nation beset by enemies. The entire map of Eastern Europe had been redrawn after the war, and although Poland was the largest and strongest of these new countries, it was dwarfed by the superpowers on the horizon. To the west, there was Germany, frustrated by the Polish corridor cutting off its access to East Prussia. To the east, there was the Soviet Union, seething from its loss in the 1919-1920 Polish-Soviet War. Desperate to secure its future as a sovereign state, Poland entered into a defensive alliance with France in 1921. However, this distant ally offered scant protection against Soviet aggression, and Poland began investing heavily in its eastern defenses. It was only after Poland's foreign minister, Józef Beck, secured a non-aggression pact with the USSR in 1932 that tensions seemed to ease. Then, the unthinkable happened. Germany, that supposedly humbled shell of a nation, suddenly burst back onto the scene. Led by Adolf Hitler's National Socialist Party, this resurgent and increasingly militant country now had its eyes dead set on the ethnically divided territories torn from it by the Treaty of Versailles. But once again, Beck stepped up to defuse the situation, wrangling another non-aggression pact from Germany in 1934. However,
what a guy!
The House of Cards came crashing down just a few years later.
Oh.
Seized the German ethnic Sudetenland in October in 1938. Poland used it as a precedent to annex Założa, a Polish ethnic region in Czechoslovakia. This was a monumental blunder.
Damn, what the fuck? I didn't know that. They're like, whoa, Germany gets stuff? Fuck that. Sorry, Czech. We're gonna yoink this then. We want Zaolizia.
And caused both Britain and France, who saw the move as an act of aggression, to reconsider their support of Poland. Seeing an opportunity open up, Germany sent a list of demands to Poland that included annexing the free city of Danzig and constructing an extraterritorial road and railway through the Polish corridor.
Oh, fuck that. Oh, shit. I would be sweating if I was Poland. UK's like, do we really want to defend these guys? And then Germany's like, hey, we want a little bit of land and a road. You going to tell us no? Like, holy shit. Okay.
Losing Danzig would have cut off Poland almost entirely from the sea, and a German railway could have later been used to justify the seizure of the entire corridor. Thus, Beck refused Hitler's demands, denouncing them as tantamount to a renunciation of Polish sovereignty. Beck also refused to negotiate with the increasingly belligerent Soviets and spent most of the next year campaigning for Western support in the event of hostilities, which he now saw as inevitable. As tensions escalated, plans were drawn up to defend against an attack.
Why don't they just get back that? Like, oh, fuck, hold up. I didn't know y'all would just go back on your treaties and shit. My bad. Czechoslovakia can have this shit back. We really like the ocean. We're not fitting to fucking lose the ocean. We definitely need help because these Germans are getting hypey. Damn. I guess that's what he meant by a blunder. That seemed like very little relative to... Okay, well, I guess they don't know what's coming.
From the north and west. However, they had to be immediately reworked after Germany completely annexed Czechoslovakia in March of 1939, which stretched the Polish-German border much further to the south. Suddenly, Poland had to worry about every point on the compass. Later that month, on March 31st, Poland formed a tentative military alliance with both Britain and France, with the former promising to support Poland's independence. By August 1939, Hitler was seeking any pretext to justify an invasion of Poland as Panzers massed
Wait, you guys can see this, right? Hold on, let me... Yeah, okay, I'm just checking.
along the border. Marshal Edvard Ritz-Schmigel, commander-in-chief of Poland's military, tried desperately to mobilize Polish forces. But his efforts were foiled by the UK and France, who insisted that the Polish offer no provocation to the Germans, and so their army sat idle until the 30th of August, when Ritz-Schmigel finally ordered a general mobilization. Just one day after general mobilization was ordered in Poland, German troops dressed in Polish uniforms launched a series of false flag attacks against German military and civilian targets. Hitler furiously denounced these supposed Polish attacks in an evening radio broadcast that night, which he used to conceal his real intentions.
Oh my God.
Was inevitable. Prior to this point, Polish generals had recognized the impossibility of a conventional defensive posture. Their strategy, named Plan West, was instead...
Yo, they're big time fucked. Holy shit. They're big time fucked. Yo, they got these motherfuckers. You can't trust their word worth a damn to the fucking east. You have Mr. fucking literal Hitler in the west. To the north, Hitler wants your fucking access to the ocean. To the south, you fucked with Slovakia and you took their fucking land for no apparent reason. Your allies are fucking 10 countries over. Jesus Christ. Oh, you guys are fucked. And you have the French as a main ally. Unfortunate. Okay, well, let's see how this plays out.
To delay German forces at the frontiers, while falling back to a defensive line along the major rivers. There, they hoped to hold the line until their allies launched an invasion of Germany. The success of Plan West depended entirely on Britain and France upholding their guarantees. Poland's
we know how that one goes.
headed by Marshal Ritz, did not think that their allies would simply sit back and watch them succumb to the Third Reich. Yet, there were some, like Chief of the General Staff Wacław Stachewicz, who had doubts about the plan's feasibility. Inside the Polish headquarters in Warsaw, we can imagine a conversation like this taking place.
Patrzyłem na te mapy godzinami, Rydz, ale fakty pozostają niezmienne. Plan operacyjny Zachód jest pełen wad.
Doceniam twoją troskę, ale co możemy w tym momencie zmienić?
Moglibyśmy skoncentrować nasze siły wzdłuż rzek, gdzie byłyby mniej narażone na otoczenie. To ułatwiłoby dostawy zaopatrzenia i polepszyło koordynację całej armii.
To ważne spostrzeżenie, ale cofając się tak daleko, odpuścilibyśmy ziemię zachodnie. Cały ten teren i jego populacja, zasoby, przemysł. Nie możemy pozwolić Niemcom zająć ich bez walki.
Nie pozostanie nam nic do obrony, jeśli będziemy się trzymać tej strategii.
Możliwe, ale musimy wytrzymać tylko do czasu, gdy sojusznicy przyjdą nam z pomocą.
A co jeśli Brytyjczycy i Francuzi nie zaatakują?
Zaatakują. Muszą. Jest zbyt późno, by zmieniać teraz kierunek naszych działań. Plan operacyjny Zachód jest naszą ostatnią nadzieją.
At the outbreak of war, the Polish army had mobilized only about 500,000 men, of which half were combat ready. Throughout the war, an additional 100,000 men would be raised, many of whom could have been mustered much earlier had the British and French not discouraged Polish mobilization. By September 1939, the army was organized into 26 infantry divisions, 8 cavalry brigades, 1 motorized brigade, 3 mountain brigades, 2 armored brigades, and 4 independent tank battalions. The soldiers were reasonably motivated and disciplined, but they were poorly equipped due to Poland's relative poverty.
Looks, could you shrink your window? Oh, I know. You don't need to hear what they were saying. Basically, little time general was like, yo, hey, maybe we should move all of our troops onto like the rivers. That way, if the Germans come in, because we know they're going to fuck us if they come in, we could like escape a lot easier. And then the main general was like, yo, if we move all of our troops to the river and we just stick there just so we could run away, they're going to just sweep through and take all of our shit. And I really want to protect all of our shit. Like, we should at least put up a fight if they're going to try and take it. And the other guy was like, yeah, but we're going to get fucked. Like, we're not going to win that. And then they're going to take everything. And he's like, nah. I mean, the Allies are going to come. They're going to have a bunch of troops. And then we'll be able to fight this stuff out. I think the best chance that we have is to just wait for the Allies to come, have a defensive posture so we can meet up with them and stick to that plan, assuming that they could do that. That's what happened. That's the TLDR.
Obsolete communication systems and a lack of motorized transport. Although, unlike what propaganda footage shows, the German army was not heavily motorized or mechanized either, and both sides relied heavily on horses. On the ground, Poland's latest tank was the 7TP, whose 37mm gun could easily knock out the Panzer I or Panzer II, and even destroy the Panzer IV. Unfortunately, the 7TP was a rare sight on the battlefield. Only 161 were in service by 1930. A much more common sight was Poland's 575 TKS Tank S.
Oh, that's cute.
Adorable. These tiny vehicles were barely more useful than armored cars, and often less reliable. Lastly, the Poles had also purchased 88 tanks from their British and French allies prior to the war. In the skies, the Polish Air Force had fewer than 400 modern aircraft. Poland's latest fighter, the P-24, was highly competitive with foreign planes when it was introduced in 1936, but it was outclassed by the time of the invasion. To make matters worse, Poland had exported many P-24s to other countries, leaving few for national defense. Thus, the Polish Air Force had to rely primarily on obsolete P-11s. Finally, at sea, the Polish Navy consisted of just 5 submarines and 4 destroyers, as well as various smaller vessels. Luckily, before the German attack, most destroyers retreated to England, while the submarines were ordered to mine the Polish coast around Danzig and interdict enemy ships attempting to stage amphibious landings.
Okay, not too bad there.
At 4:45 a.m. on September 1st, 1939, the German invasion began with the pre-dreadnought Schleswig-Holstein bombarding a military depot in Danzig. Warrant Officer Władysław Baron recalled of the attack.
I mean, they asked for it. They're like, hey, yo, could we have Danzig and build some roads and shit? And then the Polish were like, yo, that's like all the ocean and shit. No? What the fuck kind of ask is that, motherfucker? You trying to start a goddamn war? Okay, we can't have it. Interesting decision. Oh no. So they're gonna open up north on the coast.
The air rocked. Fountains of sand, stones, and smoke rose up. Shattered trunks and branches of trees, pieces of human bodies, and weapons flew in the air. As the sun rose, Schmiegel's worst fears were confirmed, as German armored spearheads punched straight through the confused Polish lines with barely a pause. Army Group North attacked the Polish corridor. Army Group South attacked Łódź, Krakow, and Warsaw, and forces from the German puppet state of Slovakia attacked Poland's southern regions. Lieutenant Jan Parski detailed his division's ordeal. The extent of death, destruction, and disorganization this combined fire caused in 3 short hours was incredible. By the time our wits were sufficiently collected even to survey the situation, it was apparent that we were in no position to offer any serious resistance.
Jesus.
Second, the Polish defenses had fallen apart. Nonetheless, some units resisted fiercely, especially the Polish.
Well, hold up. We just gotta wait, right? Because the Allies are coming, right? We got UK, we got France. They got tons of shit. We just gotta wait for them, right? Like, that's what we're waiting on.
Cavalry brigades, considered the elite units of the Polish military. Far from charging into battle solely armed with sabers and lances, these modern cavalrymen also carried bolt-action rifles, anti-tank rifles, and machine guns, giving them access to some of the most concentrated firepower of the early war period. At the Battle of Mokra, the Wałęska Cavalry Brigade destroyed at least 50 German tanks and inflicted some 800 casualties in one of the only Polish victories of the war. When not fighting directly, the Polish cavalry acted as a mobile reserve, galloping to the front lines and then dismounting to fight as infantry. Polish armored trains also mounted considerable resistance and wreaked havoc on enemy supply lines and communications, using the country's extensive rail network and forests for cover. Discounted by the Germans as obsolete, these self-sustaining behemoths, which came in light and heavy varieties, bristled with artillery pieces and machine guns. Overall, the 10 or so armored trains fought in about 90 battles during the invasion.
I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty fucking cool. They have armored trains. I never even heard of that shit. Copium allies on the way.
On September 3rd, Britain and France finally declared war on Germany after repeated pleas from Polish diplomats. The Polish people were overjoyed with the news, but no military support was forthcoming. Polish forces continued losing ground on all fronts, and on September 5th, armies Krakow, Łódź, Prusa, and Poznan withdrew beyond the Vistula and Duniec rivers, abandoning western Poland. Unfortunately, the rivers had almost completely dried up due to drought, so they posed little obstacle to the German advance.
Oh no!
Fleeing refugees clogged the roads, hampering efforts to contain the enemy breakthrough. Desperate for any assistance, Poland urged its allies to attack Germany's extremely weak western front.
Man, if only we didn't have all of our fucking soldiers to the west. If only. Holy, man. That other general must feel real fucking dumb right about now.
By launching an offensive into the Tsar region of Germany.
Like, this seems similar to like when Germany had the option of having all of their tanks spread out across the western coast of Europe, or they could have had them like spread out more inland to respond to any kind of. Oh man. Okay. Rip.
September 7th. Just as the Poles had hoped, early reports told of French making remarkable progress, capturing towns and overwhelming all German resistance. Once the British joined in, the Germans would have no choice but to divert forces to the west, and Poland would be saved. But then, on the 13th, the unthinkable occurred. The French, despite their crushing momentum, halted their advance. Days later, they pulled back to the relative safety of the Maginot Line.
Why?
A slap in the face to the Poles. Without the help of their allies, Plan West was utterly ruined. One of the few bright spots in this otherwise dark time was the aerial defense of Warsaw. Between September 1st and the 6th, Polish fighters and anti-aircraft guns downed 80 German bombers and damaged more than 20 others. However, the situation deteriorated as the Germans escalated their bombing campaign. On September 10th, enemy bombers carried out 17 consecutive bombing raids, overwhelming the Polish defense.
Oh, by the way, this is what the old town looks like. They rebuilt all this, which is really pog. Just like as a cultural note. No France. Yeah, what happened with France, dude? The French were pilfering millions at this point. Jesus Christ. That's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate.
While enemy tanks were closing in on the capital, the Poles were prepared for this, thanks to the effort of over 150,000 civilian volunteers who had labored for weeks to prepare a network of anti-tank ditches and improvised barricades, transforming Warsaw into a fortress.
Good job.
On September 8th, the Polish defenders marched with a mix of fear and steely resolve as German tanks appeared on the horizon. The attack began in the south as panzers overran several suburbs. But when the Germans attacked from the west, the Poles pushed them back from behind their makeshift barricades. When the Germans came again on the 9th with reinforcements in tow, the stubborn Poles repelled them again. Between these two assaults, the Poles destroyed 80 tanks and successfully denied the enemy further access to the western suburbs. As the battle raged on, the Poles made up for their shortage of anti-tank weapons with sheer ingenuity. For example, they covered a street with turpentine and lit it on fire when enemy tanks got close enough. Some
Jesus
lit mattresses on fire and hurled them onto the Germans.
Holy shit. Bro, they're hypey up in Warsaw. Holy shit. We're going to learn more about this when we learn about the Uprising in a second. This is just about the invasion of Poland, but damn, we're already getting a hint of how fucking hypey Warsaw people are.
Yet everywhere around Warsaw, Poland's defenses were collapsing. On the 10th, Brits ordered a general retreat toward the Romanian bridgehead. To relieve Army Łódź, armies Poznan and Pomorza counterattacked the left flank of the German forces attacking Warsaw between the 19th and the 15th. Although they were initially successful, low morale, poor coordination between units, and enemy air superiority turned the Battle of Żura into a crushing defeat as the Germans encircled and destroyed them between the 15th and 19th. Polish defenses along the Narew River collapsed on the 12th, allowing the Germans to advance toward Warsaw from the east and lay siege to the city 3 days later. Combined with the survivors of the Battle of Żura, the defenders of Warsaw now numbered 140,000 soldiers. Opposing them were 175,000 Germans, supported by 1,000 artillery pieces and over 1,000 aircraft. For an entire week, the Poles endured a night and day bombardment as the Germans prepared to storm the city. However, on the 15th of September, the Warsaw garrison managed to repel all attacks on the Praga suburb and 2 full-scale attacks on the 23rd and 26th. As the siege continued, strange reports began arriving from the east. Soviet forces were pouring across the border, and the Germans were retreating before them. To the beleaguered defenders of Lvov, this meant salvation. After a grueling siege by Germany...
I'm so used to the fucking Soviets being bad guys. I'm like, no. Now the Soviets are here. No. But I forget, in this part of the world, they're not that bad. Okay. Oh, that's good.
Forces, the city opened its gates to the Red Army without hesitation. But even as Polish citizens prepared to celebrate with their unlikely saviors, the horrible truth was revealed. The Soviets were not here to help, but merely to take their share of the spoils. It was...
You know, I'm not surprised, but, you know, I'm also American, so... Not surprised. Not surprised. He didn't know. This is all new news to me, bro. I didn't know anything about this. Not as bad as Hitler. 4 out of 5 stars.
It was at this point that the Polish high command lost confidence in the defense of the country.
Oh, no.
So they fled to the border of Romania to the small town of Kudi. Abandoned by their leadership...
You know it's bad when you have to flee to Romania. That sentence just in and of itself is awful. They fled to Romania. You know shit's going south when you're fucking heading to Romania. You know, figuratively and literally.
The remaining Polish forces had no idea how to react to the Soviet invasion. Some units continued fighting, but they could not stop the twin juggernauts from squeezing the life out of Poland.
Jesus Christ.
On September 27th, after 3 weeks of staunch resistance, the Warsaw garrison finally surrendered in the face of the near complete destruction of the city.
You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
One later wrote, "We listened silently to these grim words. There were no questions or comments. Our minds recognized the inevitability of capitulation, but our feelings could not be reconciled to it. Was this to be the end? Fighting continued on October 6th as the Germans and Soviets eliminated the last pockets of resistance. The brave but unsuccessful defense of Poland came at a steep price. Poland sustained between 880,000 and 1,253,000 casualties. Germany sustained between 44,000 and 51,400, and the USSR between 3,800 and 13,000 during the invasion. Nevertheless, about 100,000 Polish soldiers managed to escape, and they would go on to join the Allied war effort, seeing action throughout the remainder of the Second World War. In November 1939, the Polish government in exile announced that it would fight for the restoration of Poland. Despite their resentment towards Britain and France for failing to come to their aid in the invasion, they agreed to cooperate with them and organize a resistance movement within their occupied country. This culminated in the heroic but doomed Warsaw Uprising, a fascinating topic for a future video. Despite their devastating loss in the invasion, the fight for Poland was far from over.
Let's learn about that. Did he have a video on the Uprising? I wonder. Let's check that out. Yo, you got anything on the Uprising? The eczema? Life in German-occupied Poland. Invasion of Poland. How did the Soviets lose? I feel like this is just not going to give us what we're looking for, so maybe we'll just go with this. So much COD music. There was a lot of Call of Duty music in there. Well, by civilians, I mean mainly defeated military. It was all rigged, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact or something like that. Russians committed one of the first atrocities against civilians. That's not good. That's not good. All right, let's check this one out real quick.
For 5 years, execution, torture, and vicious oppression has been the fate of the Poles. But resistance, the will to fight the Nazis who occupy their homeland, has been kept alive. In the face of unspeakable brutality, the Polish Home Army, the volunteer force of resistance fighters secretly living in Poland, has continued to grow. For these fighters, discovery meant instant death. But with sabotage, indirection, and a message of hope for the people, they kept the Germans from ever feeling secure in occupied Poland. And now it was time. Russian shelling could be heard in the streets of Warsaw. Liberation was at hand. But the Home Army wasn't going to wait for the Russians to march into their capital and return to them whatever portion of their country they felt generous enough.
Is there like a part 1 to this? What the fuck is going on? Okay, that's... Okay, there is a part 1. Hold up. What comes before this? We're just like jumping right into it, dude. I'm so lost. Huh? What is going on? Where's part 1? They don't have any links that is like, hey, this is the one you watched before this one. Oh my god. This is already confusing me. Hallmark, what's going on? Man, fucking extra credits.
The Warsaw Uprising was about to begin. A few months ago, James was invited to Poland to attend one of their massive game jams and observe what they're doing to help grow the games industry there. With any luck, he'll get back there for their game jam in September, and I'll be hiding in his luggage to go visit my homeland. Because while in Warsaw, he fell in love with the city and its history. So much so that he worked with the folks running the game jam to help love with the city and its history.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna give you
luggage to go visit my homeland. Because while in Warsaw,
I'm gonna give you some. So if you're on my Twitter, again, follow me. Twitter whatever. Booksmarts 101. This is like the main square of the old town. You got the clock tower right here, and then you have this giant monument statue pillar thing with the dude on top. They rebuilt all of this from scratch, so this all got fucked up in the war, and so that's what this picture is here. We went there for the celebration of the Uprising thing.
He fell in love with the city and its history, so much so that he worked with the folks running the game jam to help sponsor this special episode so he could talk about one of the greatest tragedies of the 20th century. So, let's begin. August 1st, 1944. The Allies have landed in Normandy, Rome has fallen, and the Soviets have pushed the German war machine off Russian soil. And in Warsaw, a people oppressed for 5 long years are about to rise up against their oppressors. But what precipitates this is the approach of the Soviet army, because the history between the Soviets and Poland is a fraught one. In 1939, as allies of Hitler, Soviet forces stormed over the Polish border, taking Poland by surprise and collapsing Polish defenses. Up to that point, while not winning the war against Germany, the Polish army was taking their toll, slowing down German forces and making them pay for every inch of ground. But to do this, almost all of their forces were sent to the west, never expecting an attack from the supposedly neutral Soviet Union. When Soviet forces poured over the eastern border, it spelt the end for the Polish army. 2 weeks later...
Neutral's an interesting word. I mean, were they really neutral? I mean, it sounded like they signed a thing that said, we promise we won't fuck with you. I don't know if that's neutral. That don't sound neutral to me.
Poland would surrender, and more than half would be annexed by the Soviet Union, until they in turn lost it to the Nazis, double-crossing them. And while not as systematically brutal as Nazi occupation, the Soviet domination of Poland was still horrific. They rounded up and shot 22,000 Poles in the Katian Forest. And even when they joined the Allies, they refused to acknowledge the legitimacy of the Polish government in exile. All of which means that many in the Polish resistance believed that the only way they'd have a seat at the table after the war is if they liberated their own country, which leads us back to the 1st of August. The Russians are a few dozen kilometers away. As their advance continues, the Germans are guaranteed to fall. It's now or never. It's time to rise up. The previous night, a tense meeting. It's now or never. So
this symbol here has got 2 letters from the Polish alphabet. It's like the symbol of the uprising here, basically. So that's what it is. This is the Polish flag, so it's on top of the Polish flag. This is like the uprising flag, which is this resistance movement thing. Like yesterday when I went out and about, a lot of people with T-shirts that had this on it or something like that. So that's what that symbol is.
It's time to rise up. The previous night, a tense meeting had occurred, and W hour, the start of the Polish uprising, was declared. The troops had trained for a surprise attack at dawn, but at the last minute, plans changed. The uprising was now set for 5 p.m. But it's hard to hide that many people spoiling for a fight. And by 5 p.m., sporadic engagements had already broken out across the city. The Polish troops were barely armed, many without weapons at all, charging in with homemade submachine guns or captured German rifles. They took the gasworks, the power and water plants, and some vital production facilities. But they were repulsed in key locations as well. The bridges, the airport, the rail line, and the main police station all remained in German hands. Most crucially, though, they failed to link up. By night, groups were erecting barricades. The city was now divided. And though there would be some coordination and reinforcement, many pockets were now fighting in their own small wars. Then the bombs began to fall. The Luftwaffe is laying waste to the city, not differentiating between civilian areas and those controlled by the resistance. The Polish Home Army doesn't have a single anti-aircraft gun. And all eyes look for signs of the Soviet Air Force, but no planes sporting the Red Star of Russia are anywhere to be seen. 4 days into the uprising, the true atrocities start. On orders of Heinrich Himmler, German troops begin going house to house, shooting every inhabitant they find. The old, the infirmed, women, children, all were gunned down. Over the course of a week, tens of thousands of civilians are murdered as they huddled in their homes. But the Polish resistance didn't break. The Home Army ground the Germans to a halt, though its strongest battalions were also its most tragic, the Grey Ranks. They were made up of the Boy Scouts. Older scouts were frontline troops, better organized, better trained, better disciplined than most of the volunteers.
As like a side note, so again, if you went on the Twitter, which we could take a look at after this, a lot of like a lot of the stories and like music and stuff that we listened to were about like the relationships between these young people that were fighting, and it makes sense that they were like Boy Scouts and whatever, because a lot of them are about like young love and things like this and trying to impress other women in the resistance, and I don't know, it's kind of cute once you have the lyrics to it, but that checks out with this.
The younger members ran courier duty while the Girl Scouts served as combat medics, nurses, and munition haulers, and they all swore an oath. I pledge to you that I shall serve the Grey Ranks, safeguard the secrets of the organization, obey orders, and not hesitate to sacrifice my life. And they would hold this oath all the way unto their death. They fought house to house, door to door, in the chaotic melee of city fighting. Classmates died side by side, first loves torn apart by machine gun fire. They referred to each other as bees, because they were a hive, a collective, and they would sting the Germans. They fought with the fury only possessed by the young and the righteous, and they pushed the Nazis from the burnt-out remains of the Warsaw Ghetto. They cut into the German line far enough to liberate one of the concentration camps. 384 Jews who had survived the extermination of the ghetto were still imprisoned there, and they took up arms to fight against those who had enslaved them, who had murdered everyone they knew. But then, the young fighters of the Grey Ranks were faced with the unthinkable. Something I don't know as a human being you could face. German tanks rolled forward. But it wasn't the 100 tons of steel and death that stopped the scouts. They had faced tanks before, armed only with rifles and hand grenades. No. It was what was in front of the tanks, because in front of those tanks were women. Some burned or beaten, all Polish. The Nazis were using them as human shields. It was this the scouts couldn't face. So it advanced turned to a stalemate. And still, aid did not come. By the end of August, the undersupplied Polish forces had to withdraw from Warsaw's Old Town, making their way through the sewers to more easily held points. For nearly a month, the soldiers and many of the civilians had been living off barley from a brewery the Grey Ranks had captured early in the fighting. Soon even water was scarce, with waterways clogged with corpses, and Germans cutting off remaining water mains as they advanced. At last, on the 15th of September, Soviet forces appeared on the far banks of the Vistula. A crossing attempt is made, but Soviet command only sent the lightly armored division of Polish volunteers who had joined them after the fall of Poland to try to relieve Warsaw. Of the 1,600 men who went, more than 1,000 fell to German guns. The Soviets decided that a crossing was impractical, and no further attempt would be made to aid the Polish forces. Meanwhile, America finally attempted...
These fucking guys, dude. The museum focused on this a lot, that the Soviets would like say that they would do shit and then like half-ass it, or they would just like give up, like... okay.
That a crossing was impractical, and no further attempt would be made to aid the Polish partisans. Meanwhile, America finally attempts an airdrop of supplies, but 80% of it is accidentally dropped behind German lines. American forces will not try again.
Well, you know, if I'm gonna shit on the fucking Russians, I guess I gotta shit on the Americans. What are we doing, guys? Come on, 80%? That's a big fucking room for error, dude. What are you guys doing? You can't just mix up European people like that. God damn it. It's man, that's something that happens all through history with the Americans. Good God. Sorry, guys. Sorry. My bad. My bad. Everybody's letting the Polish people down, bro. But my bad, Poland.
day and night. Great mortars with shells 2 feet in diameter rain down on them. Rockets slam into the few remaining upright buildings, and tanks hammer away at foxholes for scouts armed with no more than rifles. The Germans advance on the Mokotów district. The resistance is pushed back. They enter one of the major hospitals under Polish control, and they execute every wounded soldier and all of the hospital's personnel.
Jesus
The
Christ.
resistance flees through the sewers, but 150 of them exit too early and are killed by German troops. The Poles now control only a few square blocks right against the river. They were surrounded, starving, outgunned, and outnumbered. And yet, they fought. Not like bees, but like wasps. Every house was a stronghold, every doorway a bunker, and they fought within sight of the Soviet army across the river. Yet no aid came. They fought with the determination of the damned. They fought and fell. The outcome was inevitable. Surrender had to come. Germans wary of fighting and interested in concentrating on the Soviet threat offered terms. The entire population of Warsaw was to be expelled, but no one was to be executed. The terms were accepted. The resistance fighters spent their last days forging documents for the Jewish members among them. 15,000 of the home army were taken away as POWs, and 500,000 civilians were shipped out of the city. The lucky ones were simply let go, with no homes, no food, no jobs. But 60,000 ended up in the death camps, and 90,000 more found themselves unloaded at forced labor yards. And after the surrender, Himmler said, "The city must completely disappear from the surface of the earth and serve only as a transport station for the Wehrmacht. No stone can remain
Jesus
standing. Every
Christ.
building must be razed to its foundation." And in one of the last great acts,
Man, these Nazis, guys, they got a problem, man. These Nazis got a fucking problem, dude. Whew. Yeesh.
senseless destruction perpetrated by the Nazi regime, German engineers took flamethrowers and dynamite and systematically, building by building, block by block, wiped Warsaw off the map. By the time 3 months later, when the Russians finally crossed the Vistula, 85% of the buildings in Warsaw had been leveled.
So, as a bit of like a side modern meme, apparently anytime anybody tries to bring up anything to the Polish people about doing this, that, or the other thing, they always come out with this fucking trap card of like, well, the Germans should have to pay for more of fixing this shit. And it's not just a meme. Like, when the Germans like went through the systematic process of destroying fucking literally everything as like a matter of course, like, yeah, like maybe it's not super crazy of the Poles to expect more in repayment for that, because they went out of their way to destroy everything. And it's like, it was no cheap or easy process to build everything back up either. And so like, you know, I don't know. I get that to the other people in the EU, it may be frustrating that the Poles do this, but like, I don't know. Like as an outsider, I can kind of understand the sentiment there. So yeah. I'm starting to think these Nazi guys weren't very cool. No, I got a lot of Germans in my DMs and they all seem very cool, but you know, like 100 years ago, they were not chill at all. No chill from these guys.
Monuments, schools, libraries, historical sites, all reduced to rubble and ash. If you go to the historic district of Warsaw today, what you're actually seeing is a reconstruction, an attempt to rebuild based on old photographs and paintings. If you walk the halls of the royal castle, you're not seeing a building that's been standing for 400 years. Instead, you walk through a palace completed in 1984. And in the rubble of that city lay 70% of the young people of the Grey Ranks. But their sacrifice was not forgotten, for their nation still stands, long after the 1,000-year Reich was wiped from the earth.
Yep. Y'all want to go on my Twitter real quick? Actually, I don't think I can look at fleets on this. Hold on. Let me figure out if I can or can't here. 16% of the Polish. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of people. That is a lot of people. Hey, given the centuries of worldwide warfare, you got to do something special to become icons of evil and most notorious bad guys ever. Yeah, true. I'm starting to think these Nazis weren't very cool. No, they don't seem very cool at all. Going to be a lot of not safe for work, Pepe laugh. What is? More React Andy content? Check out Katyn. Pardon you? Yeah. Let's see here. What is das? The Fallen of World War II.
Average life.
I don't want to watch this, bro. I just want to watch stuff about Poland. This isn't about Poland. Let's see. Watch fleets. Twitter. Watch fleets on desktop, maybe. Can you see Twitter fleets? That kind of sucks. I really can't see these on scammed another 6,000. I fucking refund them all the time. I don't want to rage, but honestly, you're gonna piss me off. I'm gonna fucking time you out, bruh. You know I'm not afraid to, bruh. I will time you out. I do not necessarily like your chats, bruh. Let's see here. I'm gonna try and figure out a way to look at these on here. Let's see. More tools. Maybe I could view it in mobile. I don't know. Anybody know a good way to do this or no? Is there no way to look at my fleets on desktop? Anybody have a hack or no? Let's see here. F? What do you mean F? I don't know if there's a way to look at the fleets on desktop. My experience with Polish people is from when they joined the EU and thousands started to immigrate here, and they seemed like they had a very good work ethic. Yeah. It was controversial when the German Chancellor Willy Brandt in 1970 publicly kneeled in Warsaw apologizing for what Germany had done. It shouldn't be controversial. I mean, that the kind of, anywho. Have you tried Joe Mama? I don't know. Man, there's no way to. I can probably show you on my phone, but that's just about it. I don't think there's a way to on the computer. Let's see. So this is the best. This is the best I can do. Ghetto smarts here. So that was the downtown. Bloop. So that's the watchtower and everything. The clock tower that's been all recreated. That thing right there, you saw that in the video. And then that's, of course, the pillar thing as well that you guys saw in the video. Bloop. Really, really big. There's people for scale there. Super duper huge. And we're all waiting for planes and stuff to pass by. Let's see. Oop, we're going the wrong direction. Just swipe this way a little bit here. Oh, we saw some Jeeps. Or like that. Old motorcycle. Not a BMW, I don't think. It didn't have any BMW markings on it, so I presume it wasn't, but it may have been. Then we watched a bunch of songs. And the lyrics of these songs are pretty fucking funny. Let's see if I have any of that in here. I should at some point. Oh, I explain what they are at the top. So this is an infantry song. This is a contemporary one. What are these? The choir was so honestly. But the band was pretty good, pretty dope. But this is all on my Twitter, so if you want to check this out, it's there. I explain what some of the songs are, if I got translations for them from the Ukrainian dude that I was hanging out with. Yeah, so they had a bunch of really fun stuff. That doesn't sound very good at all. So, they varied, but a lot of them were about killing Germans and doing this and that. It was once we got a lot of the explanations, it added a lot to the experience. We're not gonna get DMCA'd. It's all like live music. Oh my God, I just remember being in Russia during the World War II Victory Day, and they played the Russian World War II infantry songs in small suburban malls. Yeah, and I enjoyed it, because I'm not one way or the other about stuff. So I had a fun time listening to all the music and stuff. Controversial in Germany? What is? Oh, at the time, probably, dude. Any football on during the summer in Poland? No idea. No idea at all. I know that there's a big stadium like down the way, but I don't know if they're doing soccer anymore. Or football, as you people say. I don't know. Anywho, I'm going to find a place to put Twitch viewers for today. It's been fun. We got to talk a lot about European culture and about the Warsaw Uprising. I'm going to do a stretch so that I can take Rage Pope's points here. You people? Yeah, you people. Oops.
give me this mic. Oh, I can't. Oh, whatever. Doesn't really matter. So, yeah, I hope you guys had a good time. You can follow me on Twitter. I'm trying to post a bunch of fleets while I can about different stuff that's happening. So even if I don't stream, you could probably catch me there. You know, I'm doing plenty of stuff on there. You know, I think you can get it by doing !Twitter in the chat. So you can check that out. Really, really fun stuff. Have you been to any of the Nordic EU? Nope, I've only been in Poland. If you're curious about where I'm going to go, I laid out the whole trip earlier in the stream. I'll have this timestamp probably by the end of the day. I got a big editing project that I need to finish up that I think I'm running late on, so I got to knock that out. And then, yeah, that's the plan. These are the sexy shorts. I think they're sexy. I don't know. Because they like, I don't know. Right? Like, who knows? I'm very white. Anywho, I'll talk to you guys later. Where do we want to go? Where are we going to? Anywhere in particular you guys want to go to? That thigh. Yeah. You guys want to go to? That thigh. Okay, bro. Shut up. Let's see. Oh, let's do Mr. Geek. Why not? Oh, wait, no, Chud Logic. Let's do Chud Logic. We did Mr. Geek, I think, last time. All right, everybody. Pollen, Chud Logic is a fun streamer. He does politics. He does drama. He brings people on. He talks to them. He does all sorts of stuff. So you might enjoy that. I'll talk to you guys later. Twitch people, goodbye. YouTube people, we're not going to do anything special today, so I'll probably just end the stream. Have a good rest of your guys' days. Do something worthwhile. Try to be positive. Take a little bit of American culture for me and try to think positively. And have a good rest.